Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm hustling.
I'm coming back. I gotta at least do a foreman, you feel me? Shout out to all my sucker duckers, motherfuckers out there.
Ness Heyman.
How you big and bad and you fucking crying like a baby?
Just my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just keeping it 100% real. I put in the miles. I get in every fucking gym. They want me there. Yo, dudes is straight corny, man.
Horrible fighter.
TheBoxingVoice.com. You doing some whack shit. You covered in whack juice out here.
Horrible fighter.
Your favorite fighter's a liar. You mad at me for keeping it fucking real.
Ness Heyman.
I'm being keeping it real, like them niggas they keep it real. That's real.
TheBoxingVoice.com. Carrying popcorn in bags for grown-ass men. The fuck off my comment section, man.
He's on fire.
What's the highest level you made it to? The comment section?
Bruh.
Fuck out of here. Somebody insert the fucking excuse that I need to be telling y'all because y'all lying, man.
Excuses, excuses, excuses. I knew it was coming.
Our referee stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, and he is still undefeated.
Ness Heyman. This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
Good morning, TBV. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Super duper excited to be talking today because we're finally going to get a PBC schedule rollout. 10 weeks from today, we should have the first PBC card. I interviewed Jose Benavidez Sr. yesterday. He said he already got the call. I asked him, hey, there's only 12 to 14 dates. Is David Benavidez willing to be a co-man? He said, abso-fucking-lutely. We could go first. We could go last. We could go in the middle. We don't give a fuck. Shout out to Jose Benavidez for being a real one, always jumping on TBV. You know, if you're just joining us, go ahead and subscribe, which is the most important thing. I'm trying to get to that goal of 188,000. I feel like it's escaping me, man. I feel like I've been at 187,000 for years. Right now, we're at 187,939. So if you want to be part of the gang, you want to help us get the fucking goals and crush them, we could do that today. I only need about 80 of you to just subscribe, because every time someone subscribes, someone unsubscribe. So we got to get a few people to actually sign up so we can meet that goal, you know what I mean? But we do want to get to 188,000. We are going to be talking about March 30th being the first Amazon Prime video with PBC. Who will it be? That's what we're going to talk about. It's a guest show, right? Like, who's going to fight on this Amazon Prime date? Now, you got Rick Glazier, who obviously broke the news and has been talking about the Amazon Prime deal, and he just doesn't think it's going to succeed initially because they're taking so long to announce. It is 10 weeks out of that date, and yes, no announcement, no publicity, no graphic imagery, nothing to really show us that we're going to have a fight on Amazon other than this latest report that, came via sources to Dan Rayfield. Now, granted, we believe in Dan over here, so that's why we're talking about it, but not a lot of official news. Nothing from Amazon themselves and nothing from PBC themselves. Dan Rayfield is still reporting that when the deal was unveiled, those involved said the first event of the quote-unquote multi-year deal would begin in March with a commitment of 12 to 14 shows annually. So that's only 12 to 14 shows a year, which could be one a month, or we get lucky and we get 1 month with 2. The first event of this deal is slated to take place on March 30th. Sources with knowledge of the plans told Fight Freaks Unite on Thursday. And obviously Fight Freaks Unites is Dan Rayfield's Substack and where he publishes all his breaking news. Again, which fights will be on the show have not been determined because it has not been settled on if the card will be a pay-per-view, which is likely, according to the sources, or a non-pay-per-view. So, according to Dan's sources, the first fight on the PBC rollout is going to be a pay-per-view. Like, they're leaning more towards pay-per-view. But, hey, that doesn't matter. We just paid for the Day of Reckoning and a couple of other cards. Who the fuck knows? Look, as long as the fights are good, I don't think we really care. But it is a bit weird that your first fight, your rollout fight will be a pay-per-view instead of, something that everybody could rock with. I don't know, It's a rollout, so I don't know. It probably would have been better to be free on Amazon. But, hey, who am I other than a disgruntled customer? But it looks like we got Ring Walk Danny in the building. What up?
Top of the morning, champ. Can you hear me?
All good, man. What's your thoughts, bro? March 30th, man. I mean, were you in the gym? Have you been hearing anything? Because there has been some breaking news as to who will fight on PBC, but it's not for this date, and it's Canelo. We'll talk about that on the afternoon show, but nothing outside of Canelo's opponent for May 4th has been revealed, and even that also is sources, nothing concrete.
Yeah, look, man, obviously seen the proposed first event on Amazon. No indication, or at least no true indication as to who the opponents would be, what the matchup would be, nothing like that. Just the date. I think we all expected Canelo Cinco de Mayo if this PBC thing got going on Amazon. I'm just surprised that the alleged opponent in that one, to be absolutely honest with you. So,
I mean, look, man, people like to call me a narcissist, but I was right. And I told y'all, if you're in business, it makes zero sense to have done David and Canelo first. Why else would we keep coming back to PBC? It's got to be last. And I told you, if you're Canelo, you also do it last, because if you beat David, you can negotiate the rematch or walk off the network clean. If you lose to David, they're forced to give you a fucking deal because you're still the biggest thing and the rematch is even bigger. So why give them a pre-built rematch by doing it now? And now their third fight has the rematch. Like, that's not smart business. You do it on your third fight. This way, if you beat.
But what do you think of the proposed fight, though? The Jamal Charlo fight?
I mean, bro, we always knew what it was. Why we acting surprised now? Like, it was supposed to be Jamal before it was Jamel. Now we're surprised? Come on.
I'm just saying,
I
like,
think it's fake
it
outrage.
wasn't supposed to be Jermell after Jamal, so it's like, yo, you lost your shot. At least for now, like, what the fuck?
So do you really? Do you really? What you got now? 7 years in the sport? 6 years?
Who me? Shit, 5, bro.
So do you really, with your 5 years in the sport, think that they about to do David Morrell, David Benavidez, Canelo's next 2 fights? Because if not Charlo, who at least the world knows, who at least did a pay-per-view that got to 130,000, who, Danny? Please tell us. Like, Canelo don't play around with dudes that's doing 3,500 tickets. Like, when's the last time we
Bro,
see him?
so,
Liam Smith don't even do 3,500 tickets.
bro,
Like, when's the last
I
time we
mean,
seen Canelo get in
we
there with someone that do 3,500 tickets?
I mean, the Charlos ain't that far.
Stop lying.
Ain't,
Come on, don't do that. Don't
bro.
start. Don't
I've
start.
been to their fights in Houston, bro. They
Don't
don't even sell that
don't
out.
don't start a worthless argument. It's easy to Google that the Charlos have sold more than 3,000 tickets. It's easy.
No, for sure, for
So
sure.
so
for
then
sure.
why
I
are we even
said,
going there?
but not much more. But again,
Okay.
champ,
Okay. So
you
for
said
the
that's your
record,
you said that's your afternoon show. So
no, but for
we'll
the
just
record,
leave it for this
for the record,
afternoon.
for
We'll
the
just leave it for
record,
this afternoon.
for the record, for our listeners, what does that mean for Danny? Not far off, or whatever phrase you use. Like, how
I
many
said not much
thousands?
more.
Okay, so how many thousands does that phrase, you feel me, capsulate?
I don't know, bro. I just know when Jamal fought in Houston and I went and you ridiculed me. You literally ridiculed me for going because it was a piss poor fight. Um, I know that venue was a very small venue that was not sold out, that had curtained off sections, like against Brandon Adams. I was there, I enjoyed myself. I love Houston. You feel me? I'm just saying, like, I don't forget that.
I mean, that's all cool. I just need to know
I
how
didn't count,
many
bro,
how
but
many
that
more.
venue, that
Yeah,
venue, that
but you
venue
see
couldn't
what
have
I'm
been more
saying?
than
But
10,000.
you see
That
what I'm
venue
saying?
couldn't
That's
have.
kind of
Listen,
unfair though. Like,
that
you don't have a
venue could.
number, and now you got the
Okay.
listeners thinking he did 3,500 or something near
No,
that.
I mean, bro, it could have been 7. That's not
That's a
phenomenal.
lot. That's double what Morrell's doing. Like, you see what I'm saying? Don't start a worthless argument. Like, now you've made it look like he don't sell tickets. Morrell don't sell tickets.
All right,
7,000.
champ, this your afternoon show. Let's just
I'm
move
just
on.
saying,
Like,
bro. Like, 7,000 tickets. Timothy Bradley's a fucking first ballot Hall of Famer. Show me when he sold 7,000 tickets without a Casamayor, without a Manny Pacquiao, without a Devin Alexander, which the same phrase you use. When they went to Detroit,
bro, that's
curtained,
not what this
curtained
even about.
off.
Let's just move on. This isn't even what this is about. You're arguing a point that I'm not even trying to make. So,
And that was the point that I made. Why even say that? Why even put him in that breath? I mean, the Charlos have been doing decent in my eyes. Maybe I need to Google, but in my eyes, they've been doing decent with ticket sales. And it just goes back to what you avoided. The question is, if not Charlo, who is Al supposed to put Canelo in with? Because you saying,
a 68-pounder.
who? Please give us a
Yeah,
name. Why are you making this so
Morrell, you
hard?
said it. You
Okay.
feel me?
Okay.
I
So you dying
honestly,
on the Morrell
to me,
sword.
to me, I just want somebody like, all right, cool. To me, again, I feel like you just lost it. Like, you just brought somebody up. We gave you a pass. Cool. Undisputed world champion. You brought him up. Gave you a pass. Cool. Jamal fell out. Like, I feel like I understood the situation. But for you to have another fight in a weight, and you're gonna fight somebody again at 68 that ain't fought there, is just, and that ain't a 68-pounder. I just want a 68-pounder. You feel me? Like, that's all I want. That's all I'm saying. Like, fight somebody in the weight class. Like, 2 fights in a row to me is just like, come on, man. Like, for real. We went from September. Yeah, from the end of September to May, and all we could do was bring another guy up. I don't know, man. They could have at least waited till the end of the month to see the result of Mungia Ryder, because at least with Mungia Ryder, you could see, all right, maybe that Mungia fight, he beats Ryder, he beats him in better fashion than Canelo did. Maybe that's a fight that makes better sense for Cinco de Mayo weekend. Somebody that the people, I'm not saying that he's more popular than Jamal Charlo. I feel like you do sell more tickets. Obviously, the pricing might be in question, how much those tickets are selling for, but we see him fight more. You feel me? And at the end of the day, it's a 68 pounder. They could have waited till the end of the month and see what happened with that fight. Don't you agree? Don't you at least agree on that?
But
You don't think they could have waited at the very least? You don't think they could have waited till the end of the month to see the results of the Mungia Ryder fight? But if Mungia win, like I said, I'm not saying that Mungia is a bigger, like he's this way bigger star. I do think he sell more tickets. Again, the pricing might be in question, but yo, we actually see Mungia fight. He's actually at 68. He's actually in position, and that'd be another thing. Like, obviously, if you could get that fight done for Cinco de Mayo,
I mean, that was the original rumor, no? That was the original rumor that it was going to be Munguia, but, you know, there's no telling how he's going to make it out that fight. I don't think Canelo is in the business of waiting on the B side, right? So it's like, if we wait for Munguia, now we got less time to plan, but you know, he's the A side. He could still be training while waiting for Munguia, so I get what you're saying. And that is probably a bigger commercial fight. But again, we'll leave that for 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. Today, it's more about Tank, right? Because if it's not Canelo, right, it's Tank. And the reason that I say that is because Dan Rayfield is reporting that this is more than likely a pay-per-view according to his sources. So not just anyone can be on pay-per-view. Like, while I love De Los Santos versus Frank Martin, I don't think Al Heyman is going to do the first PBC on Amazon Prime Video pay-per-view De Los Santos versus Frank Martin. And since it's not Canelo, because he's going May 4th, according to all the reports from the Spanish, reporters, the other pay-per-view star that they have is Gervonta Tank Davis. I had Jose Benavidez on the show yesterday, senior. He said that we will be surprised with Rayo Valenzuela's opponent. So I said, surprised like it's Tank? And he's like, yeah, big like that. And I'm like, so is Frank Martin big? And he's like, Frank Martin's a big fight too. So, you know, he threw us off with that, because if it's big like Tank, but then Frank is big too, like what exactly does Rayo have? But again, the only rumors have been Tank and Isak and Tank and Rayo. And the Isak Cruz rumors have died down. He's been pushing for a Ryan fight publicly. Isak Cruz has been out there, you know, angling for a Ryan fight. And I don't know, maybe Tank wants something new. But March 30th, what pay-per-view you think Al Heyman gives us?
No, I mean, look, I think you hit it on the head in terms of Tank making the most sense. Right? He's been removed out of the ring, first of all. If he fights on March the 30th, it'll be 11 and a half months, right? So then you go to pay-per-view and attractions. I mean, whether it's on pay-per-view at the box office, no question, outside of Canelo, Tank is the other guy. The only other possibility really would be Bud, right?
David. Again, Jose did say he got a call, but I pressed him and I'm like, you know, It's only 12 to 14.
Nah. It can't be David, and the reason
He fought
is
last
like I just
March.
think. Excuse me.
He fought last March. He fought on March last year.
No, that's great. And then when was his next fight?
September, right?
November.
Oh,
he
November.
He fought the end of November. We personally know David. We know that
He need 4
their
months.
camps are a bit extensive. You feel me?
I mean,
So,
again, not.
I'm pretty sure too. No. I'm pretty sure too. He got a baby. Like, doesn't he have another baby on the way as well? I'm pretty sure.
Pacheco too, but he's in camp, and that's what I'm saying. I had Benavidez on, and he made it seem like he already got the call from PBC to get ready, and he made it seem like he don't care if David's main event on March 30th. He just wants to get on that card. He said, but if he got to be,
He said on March 30th.
yeah. They said we just want to be on the show. You know what I'm saying? And I said, yo, so there's only 12 to 14 days. What if David's not a main event? He's like, bro, we don't care. We could be the first card, the co-main. He didn't care. So I don't know. Check out the interview. We did it last night.
So shout out to David. He welcomed his second child a month ago. So I was a bit behind on the news, but congratulations to him and his family. Look, man, if they saying, well, now that I know that that's the case, and they saying that they could go on the 30th, even if it's on the undercard, I mean, we could only assume that being on the undercard would mean a lower level opponent, correct?
There is no way Tank is on the undercard of David, right? So if this is true, it would be Tank, Rayo, David, who, and it was, he said everybody's on the menu, but the least interest was Morrell.
No. I mean, well, brother, you worried about the least interest in being Morrell. I mean, Morrell would be a Christmas gift on that undercard. Like, no, we're talking much lower level opposition, right?
I mean, are we? How much money is Morrell really asking for to fight David Benavidez? Like, you've been fighting dudes that you couldn't be getting paid no more. Like, I'm gonna say thank you, Al Heyman. So I'll say he's been making maybe $300,000 for those types of guys. More than that would be absolutely insane. Just keeping it real. Boots just got his last reported payday was $500. So it would be fucking criminal if Morrell is making more than that to fight those guys.
Yeah, but you got to realize the year David coming off of Plant and Demetrius Andre. I'm just saying, like, I was thinking more like, who is Mabili with, and who he with?
Nah, he already announced the fight though. He already announced the fight. Let me check
Then
box
boom,
right.
you go to the number 3, Eric Bazignan.
I'm pretty sure he got a fight. I'm pretty sure he got a fight. Pacheco got a fight. Pacheco got a fight.
You go to Kevin Sajo. You feel me?
Okay, that's my boy. What's his name? Fum told us all about Kevin Sajo.
You know, because like Munguia busy, Ryder busy. He already, fought Plant and Andre. Or you could do Vladimir Shishkin.
Oof. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're a promoter and they call you to use Vladimir, you got to say yeah. But Demetrius Salita just signed the DAZN deal. So I don't know. Is he really going to give up Vladimir, or is he going to need him?
Hey, you know what? Let me not doubt them, bro. You know, give us Benavidez Morrell. You know, prove the naysayers wrong. Like, show that boxing on Amazon, is different and all the, give us that. Like, that's a. Bro,
I mean, I don't think it's expensive, though. Like, I just don't think it's expensive. Like, how much could Morrell seriously ask for?
No, look, I mean, you're right in terms of the finances, but, sometimes these guys, when you get on main event and you get to doing your own thing, and I feel like
I
sometimes
mean, the
they get to
father.
being unreasonable. Yeah, I mean, you talk to one side, I'm talking about all sides, all part.
You right. You
Remember,
right. You right.
everybody got to get fed. It ain't just the fighter. So the manager's like, damn, what you mean this? So you get what I'm saying? Like everybody just got to make
But Champ,
sure
that's what I'm trying to
the
say. Remember,
business
his
is
father is the manager. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, Jose is David's manager. So if
okay. And what about did you talk to all parties involved? Is what I'm, and you just said no, right?
I had said no because I thought when you said that you were insinuating David, but then you said
No, I'm
manager.
insinuating Morel. Did you talk to him? You get what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying it's a lot of parts.
Fucking Morel
It's a
be
lot of
bullshitting.
parts. Like you talking about one of the biggest fights on paper in the division, and you gonna put it on the undercard. So everybody just got to get satisfied. Hopefully they give it to us,
Damn, you
co-main.
called it
To
one
a
of the. Wait, what the fuck? I was looking for David Morrell's number. What you called it one of the biggest fights of the year?
I said no. I said on paper it's one of the biggest fights in the division.
Okay.
Benavidez
Yeah.
Morel.
Yeah. No argument there.
You feel
No
me?
argument
So
there.
I'm just saying, like that to be the case. You putting it on the undercard, I don't mind it at all. Best believe, especially when you fighting and headlining the Armory, I don't mind that. I'm just saying that everybody got to be happy. I'd love to see that March 30th. Let's party it up. Um, I wish they would. I'm hoping by the end of the month. You feel me? Like by the end of this month, hopefully we get an announcement. You feel me? 2 months up. Give us time to talk about it. Give people time to book and get their travel arrangements together and buy their fight tickets and everything like that. So who else you think they'd put on that date? What other names have you heard or what you thinking that we could see possibly on that March 30th date on that undercard? If it is, because I'm assuming and
I
you
haven't
assuming
heard.
it's Tank.
I haven't heard anything, but I feel like it'll be another January Tank pay per view where Tank gets his tune up. Um, excuse me. We stop using that term, right? Some people don't find that offensive. So Tank gets um his fight to get back
Yeah,
after a year
his
layoff,
get back fight, his comeback fight.
and
Yeah.
the undercard is strong. A sides. I don't know that we get strong Morel Benavidez, but we get again what we got in January on Tank's Garcia undercard, where you had Boots and you had Boo Boo and all strong A side names to make us excited about the card. I don't know that we're gonna get competitive
So
matchups.
fights.
Say what?
Okay, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, listen, bro. If you telling me, I'm more and more I'm agreeing with Rick Grill Asia. You understand? If you telling me that the pay-per-view that is being leaked out there is Canelo Charlo, well then you're not starting off good. Like you're not starting good. Like you still saying fuck the hardcores and you hoping that Canelo has this huge casual fan base that's gonna be okay to see him punch on a dude because he's African American. Because Charlo's been removed from boxing. Charlo is not where he needs to be. So that's not a strong pay-per-view. You know what I
I
mean? So
mean,
like you're not making a dent. You're not making a
I saw one
splash.
report on that. Who else reported on that? It's like you taking that for law.
Um,
And it wasn't like a
multiple
Dan Rayfield report and a Mike Coppinger report, and it was like
uh
somebody on Twitter.
nah. It's in the pre-pro, I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Yeah, according Bernardo Pilati, who is that?
yeah. And the other rumor is coming from MP Promotions, Manny Pacquiao. You know, and it's not a rumor, but they're just suggesting that a fight with Pacquiao and Tank would be big. And maybe that is the case. That's more of a splash than Charlo, because even though Pacquiao is removed from, our level of high-level boxing for hardcores, he's still casually a commodity. That's not Charlo. Like, it's no disrespect to Charlo. He just doesn't bring in casuals in that way that, using him is going to bring eyeballs to Prime. Yeah. I mean, I feel like guaranteed Canelo and Munguia do better, both at the gate and pay-per-view, or at the gate and viewers. But we know it's pay-per-view. Canelo's not doing they can't afford not to put Canelo on pay-per-view.
Aside from finances, I believe that the boxing public would be happier with that fight. There's all this talk of Canelo not fighting Mexicans. I think that people, like you said, a lot of people see Jamal as removed, at least a lot more than Jaime Munguia, right? At their best, it's a different, that's a different story. But we talking right now, current day in 2024. I think that the boxing fans would be happier with a Munguia fight. Obviously, we got to see the Ryder fight play out, right? He could look bad in that fight. But bro, if he stops him, come on. Give us the fucking Munguia fight. Give us, somebody that, like you, has fought at 54, won a belt that you vacated in that division, somebody who's fought at 60, somebody who's now at 68. Like, I would much rather see that. Obviously, we got to see how that fight plays out in Phoenix against Mr. John Ryder, who I am not overlooking. But I feel like even John could make a better case for a rematch.
Yeah? You mean Ryder?
Of course. Because I'm not overlooking him. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it's going to be Munguia, but, bro, I would have at least preferred for them to have waited the month out.
Yeah, I mean, again, man, Munguia ain't like he's been dominant, so you really can't wait on him, bro. He he's fighting Ryder. He's gonna take punishment. He really is.
I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean you can't wait on him, bro? He fights in 10 fucking days or some shit. 9 days. Like, why can't we wait 9 fucking days to see how that fight plays out?
Because he's in a real fight, Danny. You don't think he's gonna need time off after that fight? Like, the dude ain't elusive. Like, he's in fights where he gets hit. No? Or am I, like, assessing
Well, the
it
biggest
wrong?
fight of his career, I mean, I don't think, you're not, like, totally wrong. You're looking at, like, 3 months and a half, 3 months and a week or some shit. So, I mean, you're not, like, totally off. But, yo, for the biggest fight of his career, yeah, he could turn around for that shit. What the fuck we talking about? Like, I'm being realistic to these days. So that's why I'm saying you're not totally off, because it's 3 months and a half, 3 months and a week or something. But, bro, for the biggest
March
fight
10th is 10 weeks out. Hopefully they've been,
what are you talking about, March?
No, I know you're talking about the Canelo date. I'm just saying that the March 30th date is 10 weeks out.
Yeah. That's why I just said I hope they announce by the end of the month so we can have, 2 months of build up.
It's crazy, man. It's got to be Tank, though.
Did you notice?
Because Tank announced yesterday he was back in the gym. He posted he was in the gym. I had screen shared his right-hand man posting that they locked in, they back to work. So I think Tank got that call to get in that gym, or that he got a date. Truth be told.
You made me lose my train of thought. It has something to do with the Brad Goodman interview.
But pertaining to Top Rank only?
There was something I brought up in the interview that I felt like I just know like it was something regarding like pushback or like something I said that he didn't like in the interview. Just trying to fucking think what it was. But it was pertaining similar to something we talking about.
I hope they bring Rashidi back. What would you want your card to look like? What are you expecting? Double header or triple header with a undercard stream for March 30th?
Expecting a 4-card pay-per-view. Why would I expect a double header, triple header for a pay-per-view?
Wow, you say it like it's always 4. Is it always 4?
It's always been 4. The only pay-per-view I could think of off the top of my head that wasn't 4 was Mayweather Pacquiao. That was only 3.
Okay. Well, thanks for that fun stat. I never knew that's how I didn't know that was like a standard, but okay.
In boxing, yeah.
So I'm gonna go with David, bro. I'm gonna go with David being on the undercard. I mean, I asked the question. His father answered it in the manner in which he did. So I'm gonna go with Tank Rayo. Because I also, I obviously went down the line of Jose Stable, who he trains and manages. So I got to Rayo, and he's like, yeah, I just got off the phone with him today. So, and then he tells me we're going to be surprised.
Yo, whoa. I thought he wasn't training no more.
No, he still manages them. But yes, he was not training, but still ended up being in the corner for the last fight. Remember? Given instructions, we talked about it on the interview.
No, I know. I just I knew about the managing thing. The way you said it was trains and manages, so I'm like, oh, he got back with Jose?
No,
I saw him in the corner.
You took it that way.
I know he was in the corner. Okay.
You took it that way because I was saying I was going down the line of who Jose Sr., trains. And then I said also manages because I know he no longer trains Rayo. Because we talked about Daniel Blancas and a couple of new fighters he has. He has a new 68-pounder he's really excited about. Bro, it's so crazy because Pacheco is so highly ranked at 68. He's like top 5 in all but one sanctioning body. Then you got your son, the interim. And now you got this other prospect, 68. And I think even Daniel Blancas might be 68. It's like dude is invested in that division.
I think it's pretty safe to say though that like David is realistically 2 fights away.
Yeah, no, he made that clear.
Maybe 3.
He made that clear that David will just be getting those belts and leaving them to Pacheco. I mean, his words were more like David's gonna beat everybody up, take the belts, and then leave the belts to Pacheco to beat everybody up. But yeah, so because he answered it in that manner, I'm going to say Tank Rayo. I'm going to say Benavidez. I don't know. Benavidez. I mean, because I'm looking at top 15 like they need to stay there. Do they need to stay in the top 15 as an undercard fighter?
So I was going to ask you the same thing because somebody, Bug Williams on Twitter.
Okay, I follow him.
Yeah, he be putting out a lot of shit. I've seen a couple tweets where it's been like, he's like, yo, I think they gonna make this card on the undercard, and then
who he suggested?
He suggested Jesse Hart, who is not in the top 15. What you think about that?
Who'd you say?
Jesse Hart.
I like that fight. I like that fight. I just got something that I'm gonna send you once I find your message. Do you think this still exists? And I'll screen share as well. I was just sent this by one of the community members. And they're telling me to remember that Canelo won't be part of the Amazon deal.
No, that got debunked. I was told.
Okay.
Remember that got debunked. Yeah,
So this
that got
is not
debunked.
true.
Yeah, no, that got debunked. They said that Showtime would be showing no boxing
Moving forward after 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually Rayfield that said that. I remember.
Yeah, I'm almost certain we have Espinoza on camera saying that. Like we as in the boxing boys.
So I like Jesse Hart. We'll do that. I would like to see Rashidi finally get a return. It's been a year. You know, I mean, I think it's 2 years, right, since the Villa fight. The fuck, you know, maybe get that kid a return.
No, chill out. Only it's been a year now. Just made a year like a week ago.
Let's give him a return because he's now no longer in any sanctioning body, right? He's been dropped because of the inactivity thanks to his handlers. You know what I mean? They didn't put him back in the ring. So after 12 months, everyone drops you. The nice thing to do would be put him back in there and give him a tough fight. Cody Crowley. I think that's affordable. Or is that too? Are we getting too expensive now with Benavidez and Tank on the undercard?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, like because of the quality of fights. I mean, I think we keeping it similar to what we saw last January.
I mean, Cody and Rashidi. You're right. It's like Roman Villa and Rashidi, no? Or is Cody more?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Cody gets more money. Cody gets more money than Villa. That was like Villa's coming out party.
Yeah, that was Villa's coming out party. But you know, when you say Cody getting more money, you know, we probably talking about 10, 20 stacks. You feel me? Like, I don't think he getting like 6 figures more than them. You get what I'm saying? I think it's manageable money, $20,000-$25,000 at best.
Whoa. You think Cody only getting 25 to fight Rashidi?
No. I'm saying like whatever Roman got, he probably getting 20,000-25,000 more. Like he ain't getting no 100,000 more than Villa.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I think there was like a $400,000 offer or something like that for Cody versus Ennis that he turned down. I mean, I'm not sure about the number, but I know that there's a offer that wasn't enough money. But that's to fight Ennis pre-no belt. Now he is a champion, so I don't know if things would change. But I like Cody Crowley, Rashidi Ellis. So now we need a 4 fight because you said this is a 4 fight thing. But you're right. You know, we didn't consider Crawford, who did also post he's back.
Nah. I got sources in the camp. You feel me? That tell me that he's actually gonna be moving his training to the Sin City to lock in with Bomac and the team out here. You feel me? So that's what I was told.
So that's what I'm saying. If you come into Vegas so soon, are you fighting in March? And is it not Tank who's on probation and can't leave the city?
Last we heard, I think that motherfuckers just know March coming up and it's time to get ready because I feel like they phone.
Yeah, I mean
Crawford. Know their phones could be ringing.
Crawford is not the Benavidez's. He's not doing an undercard. If he's
no, absolutely no, absolutely not. I'm just saying when I say March is rolling around, I don't mean specific for that date. I mean that's when the rollout's supposed to happen with with Amazon Prime. So in the words of Coach Bomac, it's work time.
All
You get what
right.
I'm saying?
All right, but I'm just thinking Tom, Danny. So walk with me. Like if Crawford's already in camp and about to relocate to Vegas, he can't be fighting in April or May. You understand? We only in January. Like the earliest he could be fighting is April, early April, first week of April. The latest, right? No, that's a lot of months in camp. It was only January 19th. You're talking February 19th, March 19th, April 19th. That's 90 days.
You're talking about a fighter. You're talking about a fighter that's always in the gym. I don't know if him coming out here is because camp is officially starting for a fight and they got a date. I know that they got people in the camp with dates. Keyshawn is fighting in February. Troy is fighting in early March. So, they're out here for a while, and that is, at the end of the day, two of his three trainers that he's, always with are in Vegas. So it could simply be a thing of him wanting to be with his team, wanting to get to work with his trainers. Like, you don't have that in Omaha right now. They're in Vegas. So
yeah, I just don't see Crawford leaving his children just because he prefers to work with his trainers. If that's only relevant if he has a fight. Like if he ain't got no fight, it don't matter who he working with. In my opinion, maybe it does to him. Maybe he's rich enough where he can do that. But I just feel like he's so hands-on with his family that why is he gonna leave if he's not in camp?
I mean, I don't know. Like, why didn't you ask him that the first couple times you saw him in Vegas when you got out here? Because he wasn't in camp for anything. But
you said you was told he's relocating his camp. That's what you said. Not you. You didn't say he was told he was just coming out here to hang out. Like you know what I'm saying? You said relocating his camp to Cincinnati.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying, but he would come out here and train regardless. Like.
All right.
Like,
we can stop going in circles.
Motherfuckers, yeah, bro. Because
you're saying no. You're saying no. He's in your opinion, he's not the March 30th pay-per-view. Because that's all I'm trying to figure out, Danny. Like, damn, my man love to get mad. Just trying to. Is it Crawford? That's because we didn't consider Crawford. We forgot about Tank being on probation. Devin just tweeted 48 hours ago.
45 minutes ago, I said it. I'll repeat it again. Because maybe you ain't catch it.
Yeah, no, I'm off that Hardin. This guy needs Hardin. This guy's old Groucho in the morning. Lord have mercy.
I smoked so much.
You did not.
I am so cool.
You did not. You would be numb if you did. But go ahead.
I can't say I've smoked more than you because it's already like 10 a.m. out there. Yeah, but nah, bro. I've already smoked 3 grams, bro. 2 L's to the face. To the facey face. Fuck you mean?
Who would you be sharing with at 6 in the morning?
What you mean sharing?
You said to the face, man. Like you gonna share with somebody at 6 in the morning. Never mind, that went over his head.
No. I mean, bro, what you mean? Like, bro, you act like I can't. All right, champ, don't worry about it. But nah, like I said,
so you're saying you booed up with someone that smoked? That's now what you're telling us, that you someone's actually laid up there that also smokes.
Nah, I ain't said none of that. Champ. Okay. Watch out.
Okay, so you're not saying it's Crawford March 30th,
bro? Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'll repeat my words.
Let's go. Repeat it.
I think you hit it on the head. I too believe that outside of Canelo, Tank is your biggest attraction, not just on pay-per-view, but at the box office as well. He makes the most sense, but we cannot forget about Crawford. But yeah, I still think it's Tank. He's going to be, again, he's going to be removed out the ring. He's going to be removed out the ring 11 and a half months by March 30th. He just makes the most sense, man. He's your guy. He's your attraction. He's
also been the rumor, right?
Like, bro, like all due respect to Canelo and Blood, but they just went over there to get some money. You feel me? And in terms of they doing business, like you get what I'm saying, that was the next part of their career. But Tank's been there. They've built him up. That's their guy. He's the one that makes the utmost absolute sense.
I got Leonard Sterling with a 5-pounder. He says, you stop reading at likely. Isn't the most important part of that paragraph is the last bit about Amazon? That's the info out here, pay-per-view or non-pay-per-view. No, I'm pretty sure that's why we keep saying that, but I'll go back to it. But that was, I mean, I read it, like, and that's what we're talking about, the fact that it's more than likely going to be on pay-per-view. But it says which fights will be on the show have not been determined because it's not been settled on if the card will be a pay-per-view, which is likely, according to the sources, or a non-pay-per-view. It is dependent in part on Amazon building out the platform that will handle the pay-per-view purchases, one source said. So basically, he's right. That was a very important information, that the only way it will be pay-per-view if Amazon finishes to build out the way for us to actually purchase it, which could have been the holdup altogether. They're not ready, which is crazy.
I mean, they've never sold a pay-per-view before. When you talk about what they currently have, it's all subscription based, right? So, I think that
yeah, but you can buy movies on there, so I don't see how the coding would be that much different. Like, I've literally purchased movies on Amazon, so like if I can purchase a movie, why can't I purchase a pay-per-view? Or how different would it be?
So what I was gonna say, I think a big thing when you get into the business is knowing that you're getting into a business that deals with a lot of illegal streaming, and just I'm assuming, right? I ain't no tech guy, but I'm assuming they just want to build the infrastructure to protect themselves, capitalize and maximize their profits, right? When you talk about,
I would love for them to come up with a way not to steal
when you talk about PBC, you're talking about the biggest pay-per-view sellers: Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, Gervonta Davis. So, I think they, again, they just want to build the infrastructure, something to protect themselves and be able to have a product that is unhackable and the streamers can't get to. I don't know. My thoughts.
That would be dope, man. I mean, with all these geniuses out here, it's insane that they can't come up with a way to stop illegal streaming. Like, Apple hires the hackers that hack their phone. They fucking hire them to close those holes and prevent future hacks. Like, somebody just got to really get on their ball. Like, it can't be that hard. Like, if you set out to do something, you'll get it done.
It's crazy because Dana White was somebody that is big on that movement and has been very vocal and took a lot of action. They were actually, if I'm not mistaken, he was actually a big part in getting the website Crack Streams shut down. But bro, my man's told me literally, he told me, he's like, bro, a week later they had a website called Meth Streams. So it went from Crack Streams to Meth Streams. So he was like, bro, he's like, they got them shut down, but they literally just put a twist on it. He's like, who knows if it's the same people, but motherfuckers are still running. They still doing their thing. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Danny. Like, it's not hard to find out the sites. Like, hire yourself a little team that's, sniping them sites on the days of your pay-per-view. Like, it's not hard to hire a team and be in the comment section somewhere. Let's not act like on Twitter motherfuckers ain't flinging links like they selling hotcakes. You understand? If you got a team scoping the net, and you ain't got to scope the net. There's only a few places to go. If we talking about fucking fights, it's not like, these dudes are hiding. Like, this shit is, like, out in the open. Again, they just not doing anything to crack down. But I was looking for...
Nah, champ. I don't think it's that easy. I promise you. I don't think
My
it's
dude,
that
I've been in this sport for over 10 years,
Bro,
and the same
listen to
site
me.
still exists. The same shit. Same shit still exists. Like, how motherfuckers ain't cracked down on the same site is insane. Like, maybe y'all don't use it no more, but the shit exists. The one with the V, right? Don't it exist? So what?
Cool.
I ain't gonna say it again because you know what it is, but I'm saying what I'm saying.
No, for sure.
You
for
feel
sure.
me? Like, that shit exists. Like, come on, man. They dragging their feet. You paying motherfuckers $55 million to fight. You can't spend $1 million on a couple of hackers that do this shit for fun? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. They don't mind. Like, let's
One
not
thing
forget.
I will say,
Let me finish this sentence. Let me finish this sentence.
Listen, bro.
Go ahead, Linda. Go ahead, Linda.
Listen. One thing I will say, I know that for a fact, a lot of the sporting events that are shown, for example, on the Zone or ESPN Plus, not ESPN, but ESPN Plus, or not Paramount, what's the other one? Peacock, right? A lot of those events are harder to come by on these illegal streaming sites. And that's what I've heard that is a big reason why they're wanting to go to these apps, because it's easier to keep illegal streaming out when you do it through that than doing it through cable.
Yeah.
So that has seemed to work so far, right? Like, a lot of the games on Peacock and a lot of the games on or sporting events on the Zone, ESPN Plus, like, yo, you're not really finding those. Some you are, but a lot you're not really finding on those streaming sites, from what I've heard.
All I'm saying, do you remember this funny stat? I don't know how anyone proved it, but do you remember when Wilder Fury first happened? They said it was 10 million illegal streams.
I don't remember the number, but I do remember the number being publicated and spoke about, yes.
So that right there should have been the point where all promoters got together and said, bro, 10 million? Nah, we're leaving too much money on the floor. Let's put together a team.
I think it's the networks, bro. It's not it's like, I mean, it's way bigger than a boxing promoter.
Champ.
Way bigger than a boxing promoter.
All right, whose pocket whose pocket does it affect more? Does it affect the network's pocket more, or does it affect the promoter's pocket more?
Bro, I'm just saying, this isn't
answer the
a
question
boxing
for the people.
That's an invalid question.
Why?
Though, because illegal streaming doesn't only exist in boxing; it literally exists in every fucking sport.
We only talk about boxing. So again, when a promoter decides to go to pay-per-view, he taking the loss, not the network. So
all right, you right. Let me ask you this, right? Because we won't say, but you in a small town in Florida, right? All right. Something goes wrong. You want to, I'm talking about like really bad. Something go wrong. Would you want only your local little small town police on the situation, or would you want everybody full forces? So all I'm saying is the same shit that's only affecting boxing. So if it's affecting the NFL, which is a way bigger industry, I want the motherfuckers that setting the boxing fights up and the motherfuckers that set, because bro, think about it. Amazon Prime literally does NFL and now is gonna do boxing. Bro, I want all these entities to come together. I don't want it to just be a few dinky individuals or a few people that on the grand scheme of things have very little pull. That's all I'm saying. But we can move on. I'm sorry.
He said a kid at my job watches all the pay-per-view fights on TikTok. Listen, don't forget, if we get to 500 likes,
Bro,
we
no,
will
literally,
unlock the live chat free to everyone. What up, champ?
no, literally, if you just scroll TikTok, like in the evening, or on Sundays when the football is on, or like they said, when they showing pay-per-view fight, you just randomly scroll, you're gonna come across somebody showing a pay-per-view fight
But off their
or
TV.
showing the game.
Off their TV.
Yeah, bro, but it's like the quality, it's like I don't know, but because I'm not there, but the quality, I come across it all the time. The quality is almost as if they got it on a tripod. They have like the proper lighting, like, you come across these pages and the shit is legit. And literally they inviting you like, yo, I'm going live for this game tomorrow. Come back and join me. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and again, that's why you need that team, right? It's like, if I got the money and I call you and I'm like, Danny, how can we come up with a plan? There goes your first idea. Now, we need someone on TikTok the day of and the day before. Why, Danny? Oh, because, they usually either streaming or giving you links to go find the stream. So we got to report those. It's not fucking hard to put a team together. It's just not. It's a lie. And it's not like they got 100 sites. We got the same 5 goddamn sites stealing the pay-per-view. It's the same motherfucking sites. Let's stop bullshitting.
I think that's where you're mistaken, bro. I think that's where you're mistaken. Like, you could come across, again, these days you could come across so many different ways. And let me tell you something else. There's people in the industry. I'm talking about people connected, people doing things that you currently are trying to do, right? And, that's not even shade. I'm just saying, bro, people that we know, and I just don't want to say names, that when they show pay-per-views, they live stream them, like on their personal page. And I've told them, I'm like, yo, you taking money out the fighters' mouths. You say you do all this for fighters, but, you taking money out their mouth. So it's like, bro, we do it to ourselves. That's what I'm saying. It's bigger than just this sport. Everybody got to come together. The networks, the leagues, the sports. Everybody got to come together if they want that shit to stop, bro. Like, if you think it's 5 sites, times that by 200. You feel me? Like, it's a lot of fucking sites. Believe that.
I don't know, bro. I've been in boxing for a minute and motherfuckers send the same links around, bro. Like, but maybe I'm wrong.
Hear you,
maybe I'm wrong because we all know I don't partake in that shit. I show my fucking receipts. But I feel like I've been hearing the same sites, the name of the same sites for years.
And I've said it, I was in Afghanistan. I had to illegally stream, but, bro, like, there's sites now where you can go to, and they've been around for years. I ain't saying now, literally been around for years. They have sites where you can go to, and instead so you click this shit's like Travelocity for illegal streaming, right? You click the sporting event you want to watch, and then it gives you like 30, 40, 50, 60 different sites, and it gives you the quality, how many different links they got, how many languages they got this sporting event in. Like, bro.
Yeah, but that's exactly like the one I said with the letter I said. It's like, you go to that one, then you click boxing, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to use it before the zone existed. We had to have illegal sites for Sky Sports.
That's one place. I'm telling you that they got websites that collect all of them, and then they rate them by quality, by how many different links, by how many different languages they have to stream in.
But Danny, my point is, you know that, right? You already telling us all these different sites, so you telling me they can't hire you to tell their team of hackers who know how to hack or take down sites? Or cool, let's not get movie and extreme where you're going to have hackers hacking people's sites. But a team of motherfuckers to report it? Like, the site, champ. How hard is it to find a you? and pay
Cam,
them.
I just think that we live in an age where when you talk about technology, bro, like you as an individual, like we can go buy servers and have dozens, if not hundreds of servers in our house if we had the money and wanted to. You get what I'm saying?
My man said
Like,
they
bro,
got better camera angles than Showtime.
no, why they lying? They lying. They lying.
That's crazy. Could you imagine they in the stadium with their own cameras? Somehow now we the illegal streams here. Excuse me. Oh man, terrible.
Nah. You know they streaming the TV or the international feed. They ain't doing their own shit. Back in the day, you would buy a bootleg movie and it was a motherfucker holding a camcorder in the theater. So you heard everybody laughing, everybody crying. But nah, Tim, how the fuck we get down this rabbit hole of illegal streaming? Oh, because you said that's what took them so long to roll the website out.
Yeah, that's what the article says, that they're trying to build out something to buy the pay-per-view and the infrastructure. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think that they need to attempt to do something, you know. Not doing nothing ain't helping, I'll tell you that.
For sure.
But we never got around to that last fight. We did say Tank Rayo, Benavidez, Jesse Hart. We said Cody Crowley, Rashidi. Oh, Garcia, bring him back, right? The one that beat Resendez? What is he, 160?
54, 60. I think he is 60, yeah.
What's his name? It's not Allen. What's his first name? Damn, what's his first name?
I'm thinking.
Elijah.
Tim,
It's Elijah.
Elijah got it. Yep.
Damn,
Elijah
he's so highly ranked. We probably can't do nothing with him, bro. Unless, cause ain't he 19, bro? He's only 19.
Young,
he's
sure.
only 19. I don't think they're gonna put him in there with Carlos Adames, and then I don't.
What about Ian Green?
I don't know that PBC deals with Don King, but I like it. It'll give Ian an opportunity. He last fought in September, so he certainly could use a fight. He's 20 years old now. What do you think about him versus Adames?
Too soon.
He's number 3. Then you got Eubank.
No, I hear you.
Eubank is not part of the family, and I don't know who this guy is. How do these guys just appear? This is crazy, bro. Who is this? Did you hear that? You heard that?
Yeah, I don't know who that is, yeah.
Miran Nasultanov. Where did this man come from? Oh, my. 30 years old. Kazakhstan. Whoa, okay, 6 feet. I thought I seen 6'7". Marcelo Cocares. Okay, he beat Cocares. Ain't it the same dude that Pacheco stopped and someone else stopped? He couldn't stop.
Billy Joe?
Yeah. Okay, I don't know, man. He's got on the rankings somehow. I guess they could do that, Garcia versus the number 1 to knock him out of position. Because this guy, let me screen share this. I don't know. Maybe you guys seen him fight. I've never seen this guy fight. But phone lines are open. We're going to go with Elijah Garcia versus Merlin. What she said his name was? Whatever, man. Versus this Kazakhstani.
Yeah, I can't fucking pronounce
We got to keep it cheap.
I mean,
we got to keep it cheap. So we'll do Elijah Garcia versus the number 1 WBC. This way he could get a shot at Adames for the full title once Charlo does fight in May 4th, being, stripped of the WBC, elevating Adames. Adames, you know, winner of Adames, Elijah becomes full champ. Or you got a better fight?
No, I mean, I think you picked a better, at least opponent than what I was thinking. So no, I'm totally cool with the number one guy.
How many undercard streams you think we get? And what happens now, right? Like Showtime had a YouTube channel where they undercard streamed. Will Amazon Prime let them use their YouTube channel? Let me see if they have one. And if not, I hope PBC goes live on there. Do you think they do like a 2-card, 3-card undercard YouTube Premier Boxing Champion stream? So you didn't hear me.
No, what you just said?
This guy's
You was cutting out for me. No, I'm sorry, bro. You was cutting
This
out.
guy's a fucking piece of work, huh? I said, do you think we get an undercard stream?
I think the important thing regarding that, you know, it's not really of availability of YouTube channels or nothing like that. It's more who's handling the production of it, right? Because they're the ones that put the product together. So I think that's the important question. If they're, you know, if Amazon's handling the production, then yeah. But if not, then probably we'll get something similar to what we've been getting now. Or, you know,
where do you think
previous.
it lands, though? Would it land on YouTube channel of Premier Boxing Champions, or does it land on the Amazon Prime YouTube channel?
Do they have a YouTube channel?
I do see a YouTube channel, and it has 2.7 million, 2.72 million subscribers, and it's active. It's active. You know, it dropped something a month ago, 15 hours ago, 17 hours ago, 1 day ago. Let me see on their shorts.
Well, look, I'm looking. They've done live streams. They've definitely done live streams in the past. So, I mean, it's possible.
Yep, 5 months ago they streamed the summer whatever, and it got 73,000 views on episode 1. Let me check Premier Boxing Champions, see what their YouTube channel is looking like.
I say, why not just fucking like do it dual?
Stream on both YouTube channels.
Absolutely, bro. Everybody does it.
That makes sense.
Everybody does
and PBC,
it. Literally.
PBC has less. They only have 1.94. So
no, again, bro, do it
both.
together.
Yeah,
Everybody does it. We just saw for the press conference, it was on the Zone, it was on Matchroom, it was on Anthony Joshua's YouTube. Jake Paul's done it.
Yeah, Jake Paul's done it for sure.
So no, fuck that. Do it together. I love that. Do it together for the undercard streams for sure.
For sure. All right, so let's open it up. For anybody that wants to call in, basically we're talking Amazon Prime Video and PBC. First date is March 30th. Projected to be a pay-per-view. We're kind of putting that card together, you know, so you can basically call in with the 4-fight card that you believe is going to happen. Now, obviously, me and Danny tried to stay as realistic as possible, considering purses and, you know, making it affordable for the promoter, right? Not just putting together this Day of Reckoning card that we know only His Excellency Turki Al-Rashid can put together. So, yeah, man, if you want to call in, you know the number to do so, 1-425-569-5241. Don't forget, we need about another 109 thumbs up, and we will unlock the live chat. Right now, you can call in via Twitter Spaces, Discord, and the landline. If you have called our landline, remember to press 1 at least one time, because if not, you're just sitting there, and we don't know that you want to talk.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Bro, I seen Bomac in the gym with like 7 people. Was you there?
Nah, I'm gonna be there today though.
My man was deep. Brandon, buenos dias.
Good morning. So I think it's a step in the right direction for sure. The Amazon Prime deal, in my opinion, at least, it's going to replace Showtime for the most popular program of boxing, and it'll be like the new Showtime, for example. How Showtime was basically doing pay-per-views for a long period of time, hosting the best fighters and hosting the best boxers of all time. It's now just basically transferring to Amazon Prime, and I think it's a better deal. You know, Amazon Prime. Not only is it able to be watched anywhere, you can watch it on a phone, you can purchase it on a laptop, on a computer, anywhere. You can also simply just, if you want to purchase it, you can just purchase the fight, and you don't have to buy a subscription first and then purchase it. You can just purchase each fight that you want to watch. So if there's a fighter that you don't want to necessarily see, you don't have to buy that one. If there's a fighter that you want to see, you can buy that one. And it's just more convenient. You have this Amazon Prime deal, which will probably be the start of many popular legendary fights in the future, including some of the guys like John. I heard Gervonta Davis will be on it one time. Gervonta Davis will be on there versus whoever, and whoever he fights is just going to be a legendary night and a legendary fight for any fan that Gervonta Davis or AKA Abdul Wahim or Abdul Wahid. But it's a great deal. It's definitely something I wasn't expecting. Amazon
Do you have
Prime
already?
I've had Prime my whole life. Literally, I only pay. It's not even that expensive. It's like $10 a month or something for Prime.
Did you notice that they now added commercials, or did you pay the $2.99?
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that, but it really doesn't bother me that much, honestly. If they have commercials or not, because typically they're short commercials, they're not very long commercials, so it doesn't bother me at all.
They had like 160-second counter, bro. That shit was crazy, bro. Sometimes they do 30-second commercials. Nah, they put counters on there, but nah, they just added commercials, and you got to pay $2.99, to have it ad free.
Well, if you really dislike commercials, then that'll probably be your best bet. But if you don't mind commercials, just pay the regular fee.
The issue is, I feel like with boxing, even if you pay for adless, they're going to put commercials during the corner. They've been robbing us of the corner and the coach, giving instructions for years. Now we get AutoZone and fucking O'Reilly and, whatever the hell they want to insert during that minute.
Are they frequent commercials, or are they just here and there commercials that
for
occur
boxing, typically it's during each round. After each round,
right.
Like when the fighter goes to the corner to the stool, they give you a split screen and they turn the fucking volume of the fight down and give you the volume of the commercial.
All right, but they're not really doing anything during the between each round. They're just talking to their promoters, talking to their corner.
Talking to the quarter. That's important. Shout out to PBC. They used to give us trainer tracks, man. It's important to hear what the trainer is instructing his fighter. What's up, Rain?
The phone lines are open if you guys want to call in.
Timboski, you not working, Rain Walk. We got Majid.
What you saying, fam?
Majid, Ohio.
Yo.
We hear you.
Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for something. Everybody that's dealing with that snow and shit today, drive safe or just stay the fuck in the house if you don't got the will. Damn, man. that PBC shit, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really got nothing on that shit, but I did hear y'all talking about them illegal streams, so I guess like devil's advocate to what you were saying this, it's like, you got that black web where those people they always doing all of them motherfucking putting that they from a different country and all that shit. So I feel like it's low key uncontrollable because be like, we got millions of people out here that know about the events and at any given moment they could go live. Then those sites that you be talking about that seem the same, they be putting like .to, .com, .so. They be having fucking apps that's acting like it's a fucking game, and then it'll be some fucking like any sport that you want. It's just so much shit there that I always wonder how the fuck could they truly crack down. And it seemed like it's something that ain't been solved, and this is the best time, like market wise, for them to be able to cut that shit so we could see what these numbers really be like. So I don't really even got much to a solution, and I ain't even saying that is a good thing, because like Danny said, TikTok, all of these platforms, when niggas get that live button, it's like they get shut off, and somebody scroll down, is another one. They get shut off, another one. Then, like you said, they throw in fucking links, like, from Hong Kong, all this crazy shit. So, I mean, I would like these fighters to get what they deserve because there's a lot of niggas out here suffering brain damage or probably one and done on a motherfucking pay-per-view fight. They ain't able to get them shit. So at some point they're gonna have to do something. I just don't know what. But fuck the niggas still in the pay-per-views, man. Put some money in those people's pockets since you love the sport so much. But that's all I got, man.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't lying, man. There's millions, bro. I mean, imagine when we go live for the fight chat, all the spammers that are in our chat dropping links for you to go allegedly watch
Just
the
our
fight.
chat alone.
I know.
Just
I
our
know.
chat alone, and think of it, such a niche sport. We're talking about, the NFL that the other day for the first round of the playoffs did like 50 something million views, for a game. Their game on Peacock did like 25 million alone. So, imagine all the sites and bots and hackers for that.
That's what's sad that football does those type of numbers and you're still saying they're being illegally streamed too?
Oh, absolutely, bro. I mean, perfect example, perfect because everything is by market. That is free TV for the most part, unless you're talking the premium games. Yeah, now you're
Nah, but
talking
they
your
was on
your
Amazon. That ain't free, right?
only Thursday night. That's a premium game. But majority of your games being played on Sundays, those are on free networks, free TV, Fox, CBS. They're the ones that have the big contracts.
So
So
wait, so
the
so if it's on Fox free, I could still watch it on Amazon through a Fox app for free?
no, bro. Amazon only pays for Thursday night. They pay for one game a week, and that's it.
But they did mad views. So you saying people stole that too?
Of course, because you got people that don't have Amazon Prime. And again, I feel that the free
It's
games probably
crazy.
get stolen even more because realistically, I think that people are more likely to have the apps than to have like the cable channel. And when you think about it, like for me, yeah, the Bears are in Chicago. Their game is being shown for free. But guess what? I ain't in fucking Chicago. So they're showing the local game. So it's gonna be the Raiders or the LA Rams or the Chargers. Like I'm not typically getting the Chicago game, which is free if I'm in Chicago. But since I'm or in the local area, but since I'm not, I either have to buy the NFL package on YouTube TV or I have to steal it. Earth to Nest.
Nah, I heard you. I heard you.
Yeah, so the networks like so Prime has Thursday night, NBC and Peacock have Sunday night, ESPN has Monday night, and then Sunday early afternoon and late afternoon is CBS and Fox. Is split between the two. But again, if you're not in that market and you're trying to watch a game in a different market and you don't want to buy the NFL package, which is a couple $100 for the season, hell yeah, people stealing the free games too. Everything is stolen, us. Everything.
That's crazy. So it's just more people like that sport by far. Because if they still stealing it, and that shit's still doing 10 times the amount of views that we get, it's fucking sad.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that a lot of it is strategic. This past Saturday, so Saturday night, the second game was shown on Peacock and Peacock only, which is a NBC product, or they whatever under the same umbrella. So the game before that was on regular NBC. So the whole game they just pushing it, and it was crazy because Peacock didn't do the numbers that Amazon Prime did, but it still did, their best numbers ever.
What were those?
Let me confirm that. I want to
Because
say it was
I know that
25 million.
Boxer. Wow, Jesus Christ! I know that Boxer's on Peacock, so it'd be interesting to see what football comparison to boxing. I got Ra in Baltimore. What is up?
Yo, yeah, I mean,
23
just
million.
like Danny said,
23 million. I'm sorry.
But what Danny just said, ESPN Plus and Peacock, those the main ones. I mean, easy to stream. You heard? Everything now. Nobody buy cable, none of that shit no more. Like that shit is played. Like it's streaming now. And then boxing, if they going, you can say what you want. But I didn't get the fights that I wanted. I didn't get Pac and Floyd in their primes before it was stalled out. When I didn't get Thurman and Spence. So fuck boxing. I'm gonna keep streaming that shit. You can say what you want. But boxing and then brain damage out there, what I mean? All the injuries and all that shit from boxing, ain't none of them suffering no injuries no more because they cherry picking, taking easy fights. They making easy money. So what the fuck I look like letting you get money to change your life?
You crazy saying that people dying on a regular basis. Fighters is dying on a regular basis. You crazy saying that, bro.
Where?
David Morrell just had adios in a coma for like a month and a half. What?
That's one seven.
Just say you don't like to pay, champ. You feel me? There's some guys that go to the strip club to throw money, and there's other guys that go to watch people throw money. That's all.
That shit don't happen on the regular. That shit is a once in a blue shit with boxing now. This new era of boxing, that shit ain't happening on the regular, like on no Boom Boom Mancini and like that shit when dude died and shit like that. That shit ain't happening like that on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Boxing ain't making easy money, so fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
don't, because I've been to fights and I've seen people get killed in the ring, so I don't know what you're saying. I think that you just don't follow the sport like that to know, because, I mean, Nesta could probably name more, but, I mean, Nesta had a relationship with Pritchard Cologne, who to this day hasn't been able to recover 100%. So, no, I don't know what you're saying at all.
That shit don't happen on the regular. Pritchard Cologne, I don't know him personally, but I know what you're talking about. That shit don't happen on the regular. With boxing.
I mean, name me another sport. Name me another sport. Name me another sport where it happens more often.
It don't happen like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, look at Lamar Hamlin. That shit don't happen like that. Shorty almost died.
Right, exactly, bro. Damar Hamlin, exactly. Damar Hamlin. Think about that. Damar Hamlin, the whole fucking country practically stopped because of the Damar Hamlin situations. You know how many situations I can name you like Damar Hamlin in the sport of boxing in recent years? The shit's not hard.
That's it. All right, when? Who?
Bro.
Name him.
First of all, you got Buddy McGirt fighter. Hold on, Buddy McGirt fighter that fought in DC, Ness. what was his name? That fought at the MGM.
Buddy
Remember,
Buddy McGirt.
What? Yeah, Buddy had that fighter. Remember, Buddy had a fighter that
Oh,
fought
Davyshev, Maxim
that
Davyshev that passed away.
Maxim Davyshev. I'm only listing fights that have happened in the years I've been covering boxing. Not even the years I've been watching. The years I've been
I
covering.
mean, look at Adonis Stevenson. He's not even
no,
the
no,
same.
wait. Maxim Davyshev. If I'm not mistaken, Michael Zarafa. It was Michael Zarafa. It was an Australian fighter for sure. I'm pretty sure it was Michael Zarafa in 2019, November of 2019. That a sparring partner was killed in sparring. That was the same year of Maxim Davyshev. That was the same year. That was only a month after Patrick Day. Not in my time of covering the sport, but in that time of covering the sport, it's been Pritchard Cologne. You can't name me that many DeMar Hamlins. So for you to say that people don't get hurt in the sport, you just a casual, bro. People get hurt in the sport all the fucking time, and it's unfortunate. More than the UFC, and people say that that's the brutal sport because of the cauliflower ear.
Yeah, that having that ear is crazy. They walk around with that shit like prideful.
Shit, Sabril Matias, IBF 140 champ, killed somebody. We talking Sergey Kovalev, he killed somebody in the ring. Like we talking guys
Lucky
we know,
Omatoso killed somebody in the ring. But I got Georgie Porgy in Boston. What up?
Hey, yo, what's happening, people? How it sound?
Clear.
Yo, G, listen, I want to apologize formally to Guccifer 2.0. I want to apologize to all the Chinese hackers and everybody related to TBB. We mean no harm. Because my brother here don't know the scope of these people. Not even talking about the legality of the matter. Yo, you remember, I'm an old head. You remember when Napster was around?
Hell
they tried
yeah.
to track this cat. They tracked this cat all the way to Russia, to Europe. This nigga ended up being in New Zealand. By the time you get the legalese to grab legally these cats, and what you gonna do? Hack them back? Then you're gonna be, breaking the same laws that you're trying to apply on them. It's really complicated. These people can destroy life, bro. It's fantasy land, bro. Listen, I apologize to all these people. We mean no harm. This is entertainment only. I know the scope of these niggas. You don't want to fuck with them. You don't want no beef. Leave them the fuck alone. Now, the PBC deal. I don't know, baby. For shit to really pop, you need some type of terrestrial deal, bro. You need some TV. I don't know about these app shit. I don't see it flying. I don't want to be too negative because they got fighters. Hopefully they fight more than one a year. Don't have a lot to say on the matter. Once again, everybody out there is really important for people who can, subscribe to the channel. They got some type of economic situation that they cannot afford or whatnot. If everybody give a thumbs up, everybody can participate and you helping somebody, out. A fellow listener, somebody who like this sport, hardcore, some shit like that. So if you can do at least that would be appreciated. Thanks, everybody. I got to go. I'm out here.
I have no clue what that first part of the call was. But if you're on
both, I was just gonna say.
If you're on the landline,
I was just gonna ask you the same shit.
If you're on the landline, I do need you to hit that one button one time. That's going to indicate to us that you're ready to rock and roll. We going to Supermax. What up?
What up? What up? How am I sounding today?
Straight,
How we coming
man.
through?
Clear. What you doing? Where you at? Because you sound very clear. You home?
Now I'm on the road. I broke out the blue parrot. Shout out to Brandon.
Damn.
Make sure I had that on today. No man. 10 weeks out for this March 30th date, man. It's kind of weird, man. I don't know. I would assume it has to be a tank, right? Obviously, we know Canelo's going in May, and I know we've heard
I mean,
rumors of a possible.
you don't think it could be Crawford and Zoo? Both those guys are young. I mean, not young, but
I
you know,
do.
they're very
I
you
do.
know,
But do you
always
think that fight
in
happens
shape.
here or in Australia?
No, Vegas. And Crawford saying he's coming
Think
to
so?
Sin City. What? Zoo always wants Vegas.
That'd be a pretty good one. I would be happy with that. I mean, the thing is, it's 10 weeks, man, and PBC's problem was not really promoting that well towards the end on Showtime. So like we would need, in my opinion, we need an announcement like today. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, I think that as long as they announce by the end of the month, give it 2 months, they'll be all right.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable. But I mean, whoever it is, maybe hopefully they'll take a page out of their own old playbook. Remember when they first came out on, free fights for all type shit? It was PBC on NBC. You had good cards. You had Broner on the undercard of Keith Thurman, and let's do something like that with these limited dates.
No. That's backwards.
Get some bang for your buck.
Ain't that backwards? Wasn't it Broner Maidana with Thurman, Jesus Carras on the undercard?
Right. And then remember, 2 years later, after Broner lost, he came out on the undercard of Thurman and Guerrero.
Who he fought? Molina?
Molina.
Oh, I remember that. He looked horrible in that fight.
Yeah. Remember, that's when they had the whack generic music and all that, the weird stage. Remember that?
Yeah. Doom, doom, doom. They had fucking Hans Zimmer, bro.
Yeah.
They paid big bucks, man.
Yeah. They had that WCW network music,
good
dog.
shit, yo. Boxing ain't down with the good shit, bro. That's why Rough and Rowdy do so well. We just want women in thongs and dudes getting beat up. That's all we want is women in thongs and dudes getting beat up. We don't want much more.
Let me tell you, when Broner fought Porter, you had Errol Spence on that one.
Yeah, but he was fighting. But he was fighting Phil Greco.
Yeah, but that was
for
because
weeks'
the opponent
notice.
fell out. But the point is, Ness, that if you bought a ticket to that fight,
you got to see some stars.
No, that's not my point. Shut up. The point was that if you bought a ticket to that fight, you got to see Rancis Barthélemy the very next day for free, and they did it at the same.
Oh
venue.
yeah, they had
so
the
they had
one deals. Yeah,
they had back to back.
Didn't nobody care about that shit.
And, no, I mean, I don't remember who else was on the card.
It would be funny to even check the stats right now to see how many people showed up to that free fight.
Yo, but and as far as the streaming and stuff,
is that they used to do shit like that back in the day. I mean, today is January 19th, the anniversary of Broner Pacquiao. 2 days before, we had a free card. We got your time, X. We got your time. We had a free card at the MGM. You got to see, a bunch of guys that we know, like Richardson Hitchens and other guys that we know.
Mm-hmm.
We got to have Devin Haney and Tio face off. I'm pretty sure that was like their first or second time ever facing off as pros. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, we got shit like that was good for the fans and for the sport.
I think you got to maximize it, man. Now that you're on like an app like Prime, it's not like you're fitting everything in a time slot. So give us some bang for the buck, man. Make us and Amazon Prime see that it's worth it. As far as the streaming and stuff, Ness, I've been on this show with you for years. We've counted up our receipts at the end of the years, and quite frankly, I'm towards the I'm only gonna pay for the fights I want to see. Like that's just where it is. I got this little app I showed you about to watch DAZN because I think DAZN bullshitted me for 2 years. I was grandfathered in for the longest time. Then they started charging me $25, and I was out that motherfucker. So, like Haney Regis, I paid for it. Day of Reckoning, paid for it. I think Benavidez Andres, I even paid for it. But if it's not something worth seeing, man, I'm not gonna pay for it anymore, bro. That's just it's too much at this point. And I've never been an advocate for stealing fights.
Looks like we lost them. Hey yo, how many subs does Amazon have worldwide? Like 200, right? Almost 200?
200 million?
Shout out to DAZN. These motherfuckers
did I fall off?
Keep sleeping. Yeah, you back now. Motherfuckers keep sleeping on DAZN. In 6 years, they got 60 million. Y'all motherfuckers keep playing dumbass games if you want. Talking that dumb
I
shit.
I ain't mad at the zone, but they
And,
keep raising that price on
and
me,
here's
dog.
the
Fuck
difference.
that.
And here's the difference between DAZN and Amazon, right? That 60 million is predominantly boxing or darts. Whereas
Yeah.
Amazon, the motherfuckers is there for all types of shit. You know, so people out here hoping it's gonna do better
I feel
when the demo is on the zone. The boxing demo is on the zone. Like, because that's what they're
But
known
the issue
for.
is too, like for me, bro, is the zone went pay per view anyway. So why the fuck do I need the zone anymore?
I mean, yeah, you're right, but there's a lot of fights. Like, you know, look,
Yeah.
I'm not here to make anybody get the zone, but they just struck another deal with Dimitri Salita. That's more boxing. They got Red Hour Boxing, Overtime Boxing is back this year. I mean, that's already how many promoters? So we talking Golden Boy, Matchroom, Red Owl, Salita, Overtime. That's 5 promoters on one network. I mean,
And had PBC went there, then I would have been more inclined to
no, listen,
resubscribe. But
again, that's you. All I know is 5 promoters. I have to go watch it.
I'm still watching, but I don't feel bad about streaming the zone free fights. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The pay per view, if it's worth it, I'm gonna buy. But that's all I got today, fellas. Good show, bro.
Yeah, see, that's the ass backwards mentality. It's like, nah, you got 5 promoters on one network. I'ma steal that. I'ma pay for the one promoter on one network. So I'm gonna let the dude that ain't doing much for me, I'm gonna let him thrive and survive by paying for his purchase. But the motherfuckers that's giving me an abundance of boxing, I'm gonna shit on them and steal it from them. That's ass backwards.
I mean, look, champ.
That's ass
I'm
backwards.
I don't disagree with you, but I think that we all have the right to, deem what we want to spend our money on and shit like that. But obviously, it sucks that we have to be in this position. To be quite frank with you, $30 a month or whatever the zone is charging. To be quite frank, is asinine. Just in comparison to these other apps and what you're getting in return. So I understand the frustration. Again, I don't support the illegal streaming, but I do understand the frustration
I mean,
of some of these callers.
Let's do some math. On ESPN, you paying what, $8? And you getting one boxing promoter.
Bro. No. On ESPN,
Yeah, you about to
I
go
think
into
it's-
other sports. Just keep in mind that this is a boxing channel. So I get that you, as Danny, finds value in ESPN because they got other stuff, but this is boxing talk. On ESPN.
So why bring up the darts when you was talking to Zone? Why can't I bring up the other value that I get from ESPN?
Because I didn't
If you
want
bring up
I
the
didn't
other
want to
value
lie.
that you bring up from DAZN.
I didn't want to lie to people and say, "Oh, DAZN got 60 million boxing subscribers." I had to tell the truth, just like we already know the truth that ESPN has millions of subscribers, but it's not just for boxing, because that's just one department. But all I'm saying, as a boxing fan, because this is a boxing show, when you go to ESPN, you paying. It's no longer $5.99 now, right? Is it $6.99? I got to check my receipts, but let's say.
So I have it. No, I have the bundle. So I have the Hulu.
I
ESPN
do have that
Plus,
as well,
and
because I rock
Disney
with Disney
bundle.
and all that shit. So I do have that. My girl likes the Hulu, so I got that package. So what we paying for that? That didn't go up because the other one went up. The single package went up.
I'm paying $30 a month for that. $32 a month for that, but I got stars also.
I don't got stars.
Yeah, I got stars also. But look,
no, but we got to do some math though, and that's what I'm saying. Eliminate the bundle. Let's just put it at $7 to $8. Which one you comfortable with?
We good with 8.
Okay, 8 times 5 promoters is $40 a month. 8 times 1 promoter is what ESPN is giving you. Showtime doesn't even have nothing, but when they had something, it was $12 a month for one promoter. Actually, let's be fair. They did.
If you wanna count the promoters, let's count the fighters because they're the ones fighting. So I think that's really what matters. And it's can't deny the stable that PBC has. Like we was getting cards, bro. And at the end of the day, I'm not saying that one value the other value, but when it came to PBC and what they was doing, you talking only the biggest on paper they was only doing the biggest numbers with their fights.
For
So when
sure.
you talk about
For sure, they put on the biggest fights.
So again, so for you to tell somebody like I understand what you're saying as people that
Yeah,
is
but you cut me
diehards, but-
off, and you're also misinforming because their biggest fights were on pay-per-view. So what we were paying $12 on Showtime for, we could look up was absolute trash. In Spanish, basura. If you know any other languages, please help us translate. But it wasn't good. Yeah, we paid for the Canelo Charlos and the Crawford Buds, and I mean that's the same person, but the Earl and Bud, and we did all that. But they regular Showtime cards that we paying $12 a month for Showtime, the app, and Showtime on our cable bill. That's what we talking about. So going back to that, they got PBC, and occasionally they had Salida, and they would charge you $12 for absolute garbage. The pay-per-views you speak of, the fire you talking about, that was pay-per-views. We never got fire for free. So again, when you say, oh, well, they charging me $30, I mean, ESPN's charging you $8 for one promoter. You know what I mean? Showtime was charging you $12 for two promoters. And one of those promoters was Dimitri Salida. And when it wasn't Salida, it was Marshall Kaufman.
Again, I don't care how many
But those are
promoters
facts,
you
though.
got. I care about the number of fighters because they the ones fighting.
But
what fights
PBC
you
fighters
able to
are the
produce.
only fighters saying they're not fighting. So like you saying PBC got the biggest stable and them saying they're not even fighting, how are we as consumers receiving value?
No, look at the end, it's a different story. But I mean, when I look at again just the last 5 years, I feel that I've gotten a way better product from Showtime than I have from the Zone. And they've been around both the last 5 years. Granted, the Zone was new, but I feel like I've gotten a better product from Showtime, better fights from Showtime. Consistency probably the Zone, right? But again, we each value different things differently. So yeah, I think that my $7 or $8 at ESPN is a lot better spent than $25 at the Zone today.
That's good, man. This is data that the Zone needs then, because if the customers are dissatisfied, it won't grow. But we got on this conversation because it is growing. Anyone can call here and gangbang on another network, but the data, what's the word? Is it refutable? Did I say that right? Because 60 million in 6 years is 10 million subscribers that are paying. We were talking illegal streams earlier. Now we're talking 10 million people per year. And I don't even know if they really have 6 years because they started September 2018 with the Joshua fight. But just a little fun fact. Just a little fun fact for the gangbangers that's 10 million subscribers per year that are paying, not free.
No, look.
Not a YouTube channel, not free. Paying.
I mean, similar stats and numbers can be brought up for Amazon Prime. At the end of the day, I think it's the product that you put out.
Yeah,
right?
the difference
So-
there, though, is it's not boxing. Their growth would be something magnificent to talk about, but it's not boxing. This growth includes boxing. That's why it's important.
I hear you, but boxing is just now going to be available on it. And I just think that you've always looked at it in such a negative manner. Like at the end of the day, what matters is that boxing, like, is going to now be exposed to potential households that it wasn't before exposed to. Like, that's the only way the sport can grow. That's why I was never against the Amazon Prime deal. I understand the value that the zone brings to the sport, but at the same time, um, I also understand the value and the benefit that Amazon Prime can bring to the sport and the growth of the sport, the popularity of the sport. But it has to be done right at the end of the day. If they don't do it right, it's not gonna help. Um, but for me, again, bro, it's just I've seen what Amazon Prime has done. I'm a user, I'm a consumer. Um, you know, I'm bought in on what it can do for the sport of boxing.
Yeah, but a lot of you guys are banking on, you know, the Amazon is a bigger ocean. So now, you'll attract more fish when you go fishing. And all I'm banking on, right, is that we already know over there in that little shallow pond that they call the zone, there's motherfucking 10 million people getting fish every year. And the fish they fighting fish. That's all I care about is a boxing demographic exists. You guys care about the casuals, which is more important. CYP makes that abundantly clear every day that in order to grow, it's the casuals. But they gotta want that fight. You know what I mean? So Amazon has to do so much promotion to get these otherwise non-boxing viewing customers to become customers. And we just don't see that level of promotion no more. And even when PBC
And I
tried that in the
disagree.
past.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. And the reason I disagree is because I feel that they literally uh listened to the fucking show and they did what I said. So
Who?
if you recall Amazon Prime, if you recall, there was an episode where we were talking about Prime. I was talking about the potential of them promoting. I'm like, bro, you could literally promote the fucking. Remember, I said you could literally promote the fight on the tape of packaging and shit like that. You remember that? Okay, in that episode, I'm like, bro, fuck, because you was like, imagine how much it's gonna cost to replace all the tape across all the Amazons and all that. I'm like, bro, cool, do QR codes, simple QR codes. Black Friday, I'll pull up the exact number, but they paid for Black Friday something that's never been done in the National Football League, um, a crazy amount, and throughout the game they just had a fucking QR code on the screen because it's Black Friday, so they were just promoting their shop and their deals and their promotions and things like that. And it was on there. They did on average 9.6 million for a Friday afternoon game. And they did exactly what I said. I'm like, yo, just put a QR code. People can scan it, buy the pay-per-view. It doesn't take as much as you think. And they did it. So I've seen them do it. I think it's possible. Uh I understand that you want that consistency with the fan base and you want the fights made again. I'm not banking on anything. If you heard what I said, my words were they have to do it the right way. They have to promote the right way. The right fights have to get made. I don't. I rather people are so caught up on the 12 to 14 dates. Although I'd like more. I think more is needed. Although I don't necessarily agree that terrestrial TV is needed, I do think a second network or second option for PBC is needed. But I'll say if the right fights are getting made, the boxing public will be happy, the fighters will be happy, their bank accounts will be happy. Um, but they have to do it the right way. You got to promote and you got to give us the fights that make sense.
All right, man. Going back to the lines, we got Angel. What is up? Which is Venom. Unmute Venom. That's what I'm saying. Counting the amount of fighters when some of these dudes been out 2 years, it don't make sense to say they got a big stable, bro. Like, fuck that. I don't care how many fighters you got if I can't watch them fight. I'm dying to watch some of these dudes fight. Like, shit.
No. I hear you. But again, I think that it just wasn't fair. You talking about, oh, they only got one guy and they got 5 people, but it's like, yeah, but they're not the ones fighting. It's the fighters. Obviously, you got to make the fights happen. I'm not taking anything for granted. That's why I keep reiterating. You got to do it the right way, but we can't deny what they have.
We hear you, CYP. I don't know why Angel didn't work.
Hey, let's stop lying, talking about we dying to see these dudes fight. That fool Parker fought 3 straight dudes. We didn't see him fight none of them motherfuckers. So let's stop with that bullshit.
You didn't see him fight none of them.
You didn't either. You didn't either.
Man, shut your ass up, man. Do you want your call or
hey,
you want
man,
me to end
stop
it?
Disrespecting me,
Do you want your call or you want me to end it? You lying on me. You lying on me. You lying on me. Hey, you know what? Too early to argue. Too early to argue. Don't lie on me. Don't come on here and say I ain't watch it because you ain't watch it. Because my shit is on record. I do live fight chats. Go to sleep, my man. James Benitez, let's go. Better talk in general. Don't be saying I ain't watch it. Fuck out of here.
Yo, Ness, Danny, y'all hear me?
Yup.
Hey, man. Hey.
Loud and clear, champ. Top of the morning. Hey, did you watch Joe Parker's last fight?
He emotionally distraught over that Joe Parker shit. Don't nobody care about that shit. Move on, man. Goddamn Wilder fans.
But I did watch and win some money off of Myquan Williams fight on Pro Box the other day, though. A fight that we know CYP didn't watch, man. And also, man, did any of these callers call and say, like, what would be the potential first card for PBC? Or because it's definitely not going to be Tank. It's definitely not going to be Canelo. So we can scratch that out, man. Another star that they actually promote and they try to put on main event cards, I can see be Frank Martin. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be the first fight on PBC. As unattractive a name that sounds, man, I just think that is what it's going to be. And Danny, we definitely need terrestrial TV, man, just because we have all these people stealing from the sport and everything like that, and we actually have terrestrial TV on a local TV network or whatnot, man. It can bring more casual eyes to it, man. So that is definitely needed for PBC, similar to like ESPN, which, you know, some people may not consider that terrestrial TV because I guess on certain packages you gotta have it. But it's still a strong brand in the U.S. that's easily accessible. You know what I'm saying, on just regular cable.
You know what I said? You know what I said as an option that before we knew about Amazon Prime being for real, and I still see as an option. I'm a user. I'm using it right now. Is YouTube TV. I think YouTube TV would be a phenomenal option, bro. Literally, I don't even know what fucking network, but they were showing 5 hours straight of PBC fights last night.
Yeah, and they're
5 hours
NFL
straight of PBC fights last night. So I think YouTube TV is an option. I don't think you have to go to CBS, NBC, ABC, WGN, bro. Go even WGN. You know, shout out to fucking Treese. He's honestly opened my eyes on the CW and
don't say that.
whatever their
BET?
app is called. I can't remember.
CWBET.
No, not BET, not BET.
That's
not BET.
That's Treese. That's what he be saying.
No.
Hey, yo, let me ask you.
No. Listen. He said it's the CW too. Whatever their app is called, whatever the CW app is called, he's also mentioned that because they currently show live sports. And honestly, he put me on some shit. I only used to watch a TV show on it. He put me on. But long story short, shit like that I see other sports doing well in, I think boxing could do well. Give him his time, though, Ness. I'll take a lot of his time.
I'll send you a counterpunch, Ness.
James, let me ask you a question. Did you watch Tyson Fury fight Francis Ngannou?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, I did.
Let me ask you a question. Did you watch Day of Reckoning?
Of course I did. I bought that.
Let me ask you a question. Did you watch Chris Eubank Jr. get knocked out to Liam Smith?
Yes, and I also watched his comeback win.
Okay. So then that means that you and I have watched 3 of the 4 Parker fights, because the other one we couldn't watch because it was in Australia and had no television. But the researcher doesn't do research, want to send $10, want to argue. My brother, don't come on here arguing. Take your $10 and talk about something else. Because there's no way you're going to make it right that I didn't watch these fights just because you don't watch boxing and all you want to do is call in every goddamn day to argue. So, okay? So I'm saving your $10, all right, my friend? This is what I'm doing. I'm giving you the facts that real boxing fans watch those fights so that you don't call in here with your and get muted. James, go ahead.
Yo, I'm gonna send you a counterpunch, man. I'm gonna send you another 5.
No need, champ. No need. I'm just saying.
But
don't call motherfuckers a liar because you don't watch boxing.
Hey, man. He doesn't watch boxing, man. He watched the trendy fighters, the popular fighters. He watched those topics and he researches everything else.
He watches
Tank.
He watches Tank and he cries about Wilder.
Facts. That's a fact. There ain't no lie about that. We hear that shit every other day. Because there's no reason to bring up Parker on this show today unless he's about to hate on the Wilder opponent.
He mad that Wilder can't be talked about March 30th because he ain't nobody paying pay-per-view for him. The reporters dissipate pay-per-view.
The nigga's not relevant right now, man. Period, man. He's out of PBC's plans, and hopefully, man, like the Sheik wants to bring him back and everything. So just wait and see what the Sheik does with his comeback fight over there, man. But I'm just trying to think of like a realistic card that PBC could do, man. And PBC, man, they don't give us good products, man. Like you say, man, Danny, you also said Showtime gave you quality last year. But I think the Zone actually gave us quality and quantity of fights last year, man. Because every other weekend they was on bringing something. Only them and ESPN. Showtime was giving us a lot of bullshit.
I said over the last 5 years. And I also followed up by saying that the Zone was probably the more consistent.
Definitely the most consistent. Then follows ESPN, and then in last place, shit. Arguably, man, I'll say ProBox is probably giving us better work than PBC and Showtime. If you want to keep it real, for some of the shit that we've been getting during the week. But a card that I can see that we'll probably be getting, man, I think we probably get Frank Martin and JoJo. Because it only makes sense for him to pull out of the Schofield fight for possibly a Frank Martin fight, a main event. Also, I would like to see possibly on that card would be maybe a Coin Machine and Cody Crowley. If you heard anything about him coming back in March as well. I would like to see Jesus Ramos come back. I would like to see him come back and fight a Terrell Gaucher that had 2 wins recently. You know what I'm saying? That would be a good name for him to stay relevant in the division and then move his way back towards the top. And the opening, I don't know, man. Y'all can find somebody. They'll probably use a Joey Spencer or a Vito Melanecki or some shit like that. That's what PBC normally does. Other than that, man, shout out to y'all. Let's see people try to actually stay on topic. But just know, man, we're not going to get Tank and Pacquiao. We're not going to get Tank and anybody else. We're not going to get Canelo and who we want to see on fight. So let's just stay on topic today. Shout out to Ness, shout out to Danny, shout out to the community. And CYP, man, shout out to you, man. You'll get over it someday, but today's not Wilder's day, and I'm out.
CYP King Counter.
Oh man, King Counter. This is what I got a whole list of shit, right? You think I came up with this list of shit so I could talk to you? No, my man, I don't need to talk to you. You can mute me. You can mute yourself. Step away. This ain't nothing to do with you. I actually don't need to talk to you, Ness. I really don't need to, dog. But anyway, this is what it was, all right? The biggest fights and events, biggest shows are based on views, revenue. You don't get to change that because you don't like the numbers. Let's just say I have a concert, right? My concert got 1 million people in it, and my prices is high. You on the other side of town. You got 100,000 people, and your prices is low. You don't get to scream, oh, man, my event is bigger. My event is bigger. No, it's not. We do not measure things like that. you are small in comparison to me. The biggest fights that have happened over the past 10 years have come from PBC. The most viewed fights have come from PBC. As a matter of fact, the Zone has never put on a million buy fight in 6 years. Now you say they're new. What are you talking about? Triller is new as well. They did it. Oops. Triller did it. Oops. They didn't need 6 years to do it. Oops. You know who's done it? Showtime. You know who's done it? PBC. Did y'all realize this? I know y'all don't know shit. So I'm gonna give you some facts. You realize that out of all the million pay-per-view buys that HBO has the most ever, and then Showtime is second, right? Now, if you say yourself, who has more viewership, HBO or Showtime? HBO. Who's next? Showtime. They're number 2. Now, Amazon Prime has 200 million viewers. 200 million viewers. So that would mean that in any other business you go to, the more eyes you can get, the better, because you try to get a percentage of those eyes, whether it's 1%, 2%, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 10. This was the biggest deal they ever could have signed. They actually should have signed with Amazon Prime before Showtime because it gives them more views, which helps you do better than 200K versus a nobody. You might do 220. You might do 300 versus that nobody for the same product. These are some things that y'all don't know because y'all ain't never sat down and had to do contract negotiations with nothing for nobody. Y'all just fans. Y'all just fans. Y'all have no inside scoop for nothing. I love the fact that he's done this deal with Amazon Prime. The real reason I love it is because nobody at Amazon Prime has inside dealings with nobody else in boxing. That's why when you hear this leaked information, it's not fucking leaked. It's the same promo that they sent out to everybody. So now we all have access to the same Dan Raphael shit that he's spewing. We all saying it. And for all of you talking about it, PBC is so good, why did Showtime drop boxing? Well, according to your guru, Dan Raphael, Showtime didn't quit because of boxing. They quit because of everything in their sports brand that was there even before they even signed PBC. It was not boxing that made them drop it. Oops, again, more talking from your narrative. Let's look at it like this. James, I'm gonna catch you on the back call because one thing you're doing, dog, you breaking back call code, dog. You coming on here and you kissing Ness ass when you should be keeping it real. And this was my last time ever counting in. Fuck you, Ness, you a bitch.
I'm a bitch because you brought up Parker. People in the chat still asking why, but you couldn't answer. Other than allow us to assume that you're just butthurt over Wilder getting his ass kicked, and there is no way he could possibly be who we're discussing on this topic for March 30th. So that infuriates you, and that's why you called in attacking, calling me a liar. And whatever you just said, no one even knows what in the fuck was he talking about. I swear, this dude's crazy, bro. But moving on, Drew, what up?
Yo, what's up, fellas? Top of the morning.
Buenos dias.
Oh, it's just laughable, Ness. Who cares about the day? Just because there's 200 million Amazon subscribers doesn't mean there's 200 million with Amazon on their TV. That's one. Number two, the way you grow the sport with casuals worldwide is what the Zone's doing. They started off in a few markets. Now they're in what, over 200 markets in 6 years? Ness, that's growing the sport, right? Having 5, 6 promoters and more than 12 fight dates a year. Isn't that growing the sport? Isn't that also allowing me to make more money gambling? Didn't I just hit on Ishmael Barroso on a Zone card? So not only are they giving me more dates and more dates around the world, which grows the sport globally, I'm getting more chance to play some bets. I'm only getting, what, 12 dates a year with PBC? I thought when you're successful in business, you get more. You don't get less each year. So you go from Fox and Showtime, and you have like 25, 30 dates to 12. I don't know how that's growing the sport, though. But we got to get out of this notion that it's growing the sport. The sport's growing worldwide. Y'all just mad because it's not growing in America. Get some motherfucking money up. Get some stamps on your passport. Like Errol Spence said, he got stamps on his passport. Get some stamps on your passport. Travel the world and get your kids in private school too then. Step it up. Y'all crying because other entities are actually successful. Why would you not want to support the entity that's bringing 4 or 5 promoters into the fold, Ness? I thought we boxing fans.
Bro, they not boxing fans. They gangbangers.
Exactly.
Bro, PBC hasn't put on an event in how long?
Going on what? 2 months?
Oh shit, we're gonna
Nah,
call
nah.
we're
It's
gonna
been a
call that
month. Nah,
we're
it's
gonna
not.
call
Nah,
the
nah, nah,
Morel
nah,
fight
nah.
a PBC event?
Yeah.
It
I mean,
wasn't.
I watched Joseph Parker versus Simon Keane and Opelu. I watched it, Ness? I don't know about everybody else. But
Yo,
shit,
but
like
it
motherfuckers be
sound
lying on here,
like you
bro.
saying it sound like you doing exactly what you telling people not to do. It sound like you saying to only support the zone, man.
Who,
You got
him?
to support everybody.
I
Yeah.
support
He didn't say
everybody, but
that.
I ain't gonna buy
He said the
bullshit. I
opposite.
ain't gonna buy bullshit, Danny.
He said support, what you see putting on. Like, that's just the bottom line. Ishmael Barroso got robbed. Ishmael Barroso got robbed by PBC and they did nothing. His next fight was on the zone.
And I mean, Showtime gave you some good pay-per-views, but I got Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards on my fucking subscription. Showtime didn't give me shit like that last year.
But champ,
I got Day of Reckoning for $40. Go ahead.
Yeah, me too. I don't know, man. Look, again, please call in. Tell me your 4-fight card for March 30th, man. Because how the zone, just because I reported that the zone reported that they got 60 million subscribers worldwide, now this has become a gangbang show. Remember, this is about PBC and their March 30th potential pay-per-view. Sources are saying it is pay-per-view. We believe it's going to be Tank. Who do you think it's going to be? Plus 4 cards, right? 4 fights. The main event and 3 others.
Yo, Ness, Danny, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm breaking
Top
code,
of the
huh,
morning.
man? I'm breaking code for watching boxing. So I'm breaking code for watching the zone events, man. So I'm breaking code because I'm not a gangbanger. I'm breaking code because I actually want to see a rematch between Robert Easter and Rancis Barthélemy. I'm breaking code because I want to see Ryan Martin return. I'm breaking code because I want to see Gary Russell Jr. actually get a fight, or seeing Gary Antoine Russell actually wait until Sabril Matias' hand gets fixed, and then they fight actually in April or May. Man, these niggas are corny, man. I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. I'm breaking code for just telling the truth. Dude, man, let's keep it real, CYP, man. Look, you know your shit about the shit you know. You don't know everything. We can all pretend we know everything, but that shit only lasts so long. But you got to admit, you don't watch all the fights. You're not keeping up with everything going on in the sport, but you are good with numbers. I'll give you credit for that. So, man, all I'm saying is, bruh, don't judge the people that actually take time to watch the sport on Wednesdays and shit when you're too busy and everything got what you got going on, which I salute you for that. Keep doing what you're doing for the youth and keep doing keep creating opportunities for the youth and prospering out there in Cali. But bruh, don't judge everybody else out here in the community, man, for loving this craft and loving the sport of boxing wholeheartedly. Ness, I got 2 quick questions for you. I sent a super chat earlier. Do you think Brian Norman, after he wins this next fight, do you think Romain Villa will be a good fight for him as another step up? And also, do you have any information on the overtime card?
Nah, not on the overtime card yet. And Roman Villa can't go fight Brian Norman on top, right?
Just asking, man. I thought he was he's exclusive to PBC. I thought he was a part of an independent. I thought he was kind of like an independent.
He was Samson, but he got his name on PBC. I highly doubt they about to let him go lose to Norman.
Oh, you think he'll lose to Norman over there? Because I agree with that. So let me ask you this then real quick. So how do you actually judge that win of Boots over Roman Villa? Because niggas are claiming that as his best win on his resume and everything.
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I just think that Rashidi beat him.
And you think Rashidi beat him, and you know for a fact, like I know, Brian Norman would beat him as well, right?
I think I would pick Norman. I don't know that he'll win. Norman has not shown that he can beat Villa. Let's be real. He would be fighting the fight that Villa needs. It could end up being a very tough, rough fight. I'm just hoping that by the time
Both
he
ways.
gets to a Villa, he's fixed his lack of inside game and he's fixed his smothering. You know, he's youthful. He's definitely got a tank. So I mean, I
Got
would
a
pick
tank.
him. I would pick him, but it's not a given that he could beat Villa today.
Gotcha.
I don't
That's
think
all
it
I had to
is.
ask,
I
man.
don't think it is.
That's all I had to ask, man. I hope some of the matchmakers are listening. I hope Brian Norman can actually get a fight like that later on this year, man, because I believe in the kid. Anyways, man, I'm out, man.
All right, champ.
Appreciate the call. If you are tuned in, don't forget, smash the like, hit the subscribe, and have that notification bell turned on so you know each and every time we go live. Don't forget, tomorrow, Michaela Mayer, Natasha Jonas, live fight chat right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice.
Who we got? Timboski.
Yo,
Actually,
yo.
damn, Timboski. Go for it anyway. I don't even see Treese.
What you saying, fam? What you saying?
Oh, damn, the Treese is there. Hold on, Timboski. Go ahead, Treese. Cut a punch. My bad, Timboski. We gonna get to you. Don't
No
worry.
problem, sir. No problem.
Yo.
We hear you. We hear you.
Okay, for sure, Governor. For sure, Governor. That's what's up, bruv. That's what's up, bruv. I just wanted to make sure that I'm coming through clearly, mate. And now I have a full fight card for you, mate. Oh, and I just want to say, shout out Danny. Shout out Danny for giving me props with the CW, mate. I appreciate that.
Yo, is
Governor.
the CW Zap just CW? I watch it and I
Uh,
don't even know.
Yeah, it's just the CW. Now, hold on, now we back. But I came back from that quick trip to London. But the CW is
Shout
just the
out to
app. You
you.
feel me? The CW app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put me on, champ. I ain't gonna lie, you put me on. I've been watching some college ball on there.
That is bullshit.
And I think shit like that. Like I said, YouTube TV, CW. I think YouTube TV would be better. Obviously, a much larger audience, but yeah, the CW wouldn't be too shabby either.
For sure. I'm happy that I could open your eyes on that. You see, that's all I ever want. I'm happy you can see the vision now. But yeah, with this 4-fight card, I'm thinking if they do bring Tank, I'm thinking they're gonna do Tank versus Frank maybe, or they gonna come Crawford Zoo. I like that Crawford Zoo fight. That'd be actually pretty decent. And then I would like them to bring Fulton back. I don't know what's been going on with him, but if they bring Stephen Fulton back, if he's talking about going up to 126, if he go up, I want to see him versus Mark Messiah, yeah, who have fought Gary Antoine. I like that for Fulton going up to 126. And then shit, if they want to do Gary Antoine Russell, I like him versus Elvis Rodriguez. That'd be decent if they want to line that up. They both, you feel me, 140 trying to, because they both at that crossroads point. You feel me? I don't know what they really doing with Elvis. I don't know what's really been going on with Gary Antoine Russell, but I'd like to see them lock up. Put that on the first, you feel me? First fight, boom. I like that. Well, not the first fight, but you know what I'm saying, like
I'm gonna get
on
right
the
back
first
to
card.
you. I got Maxi Hughes on the show.
Okay, for sure. Go ahead.
Max, hey, how are you, my brother?
I'm all right, mate. You?
I'm good, man. Happy to hear that you finally got some good news from the IBF. It's been ordered. You have to face William Zepeda, but you get another opportunity. What's your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I'm happy for it. It took the IBF long enough to get the orders in, but they've done it now. It's the start of year, so I'm happy. I get to fight early in year, which means I've got a better chance of having 2 fights this year. And I'm being told as well, as George and Lomachenko are fighting for a vacant belt, it means that the winner of that must fight their mandatory. So that's good news. So there won't be looks like there won't be unifications, voluntaries, and sitting at number one position for a long time. Get to beat Zepeda, and then my next fight should be for the IBF world title.
Now, I've watched your I think it was an Instagram post where you said that your wife said she had been looking on the internet and no one's giving you a shot. And you said you turned to her and said, "What's new? They didn't give me a shot in the Galahad fight. They didn't give me a shot in the Kambosos fight." I actually, I thought you beat Kambosos. I picked you. I bet on you. I was devastated that they did not do what was
was
right.
you devastated that I lost or that you lost money?
Both, because we've already built a relationship. I've met you in person. We've interviewed you so much, and boxing is built on the underdog, bro. Like, it would have been beautiful for you to get your just due. You won that fight. You deserved it, and you didn't get that moment. So I was devastated for you. This is the only sport I watch. I don't watch anything. Even as an American, I don't watch anything but this. So believe me, I am highly invested, and I felt bad for you. And I even feel worse now. I'm going to be real. I know you're a fighter and fighters fight, but I'm like, this is not a fucking consolation prize to me. This kid throws a he throws 1,000 punches per round. Per fight.
It's probably a harder fight against Zepeda than it were against George, for sure.
It absolutely is, man. It absolutely is. So what?
That being said, though,
that's my co-host.
Real quick. Yeah, we met. We met in London, Maxi. Obviously, that being said, I want your thoughts. Now that it seems official, I believe May 12th, Perth, Australia. George Kambosos and Vasyl Lomachenko. How do you see that fight playing out? Obviously, you've been in the ring with George, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of Vasyl.
Yeah, for me, if obviously by the time that fight comes round, Loma's going to have had 13 months out at ring. He's one of the elite, is Lomachenko. So unless Father Time has caught up with him, and obviously his efforts to help the Ukraine war effort, as long as that's not done him, took anything out of him, then I feel it's a comfortable win for Lomachenko. Obviously being in ring with George, I know what George is like and how good Loma is. So yeah, I predict that Loma will get that win.
Do you secretly hope for George to get it? Because it would raise your stock, no?
I mean, yeah, I suppose it would. But I know how fickle boxing fans are. So if George was to win a tight points decision in Australia, the fans will straight away be robbery, we're cooked. And if George, genuinely wins, then the first thing that people are going to say is Loma's washed up, Loma's done. So being on that, I seem to always be on that kind of end of the fans' noise. So I think that will come. But yes, I suppose from a personal level, if George wins, that sets up a great rematch. And I feel like I just feel I've got George's number. So if I was to fight George for the actual world title, I would, I'd be telling everyone, I'm 100% coming back with that world title.
We got a couple of questions from the people. I got Justin White. He says, I seen on Twitter that you have a job as a construction worker. Last we interviewed, you quit your job. Don't tell me you went back.
No, I ain't had a job now for over 2 years. When I first won the IBO belt, I had to go back to work for 3 weeks, and then I got sponsorship, and then the fight purses drastically increased. So I haven't worked now for like 2.5 years.
I got Treese in Toledo, Ohio that says, how would you feel about fighting Raymond Murataya or Yoshino, who fought Shakur?
Again, I'm at this point in my career where I'm after the big rewards. So if either of them fights come with big rewards, great. And anybody, I think my career, my record speaks for that. Getting the going after. I went after the fight with George. I got that. Knew I'd got his number. That the judges didn't think so, but now I'm ordered to fight William Zepeda, which any boxing fan knows is a very very tough fight. And I'm pleased for that. I'm jumping straight into that. So when my career is said and done, whatever I achieve and go on to achieve, people can always say, this guy didn't duck anyone. He fought anybody. Traveled anywhere to fight anyone. And didn't shy away from tough fights.
I got Trav FDY. What's up, champ? Did you guys file any petitions with the IBO, or did they have any discussions with you after the Kambosos fight? I'm sorry that happened to you in your first fight in America. It was the worst robberies I've ever seen. Keep your head up, champ.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate those words. And I because I'd been IBO champion for a couple of years, made some good solid defences. And just for the record as well, I do put that George Kambosos fight down as a successful defence, in my own mind. But since I'd been champion for a few years, and the fight with George was an IBF eliminator. I wanted to go after one of the main four belts, so we wasn't too precious over challenging the IBO. Although they did send out some good messages of support after that fight, and I think they would have tried to do something if we went down that route and we're pressuring them. But my focus was purely on the IBF. I want to go and get one of those main big four world titles. So that's where we put all of our attention.
Does it bother you at all that he's wearing it proudly? It's going to be on the line for the Loma fight.
It does hurt. It hurts seeing the announcement that he's fighting Lomachenko, and everybody all around the world keeps saying, people aren't letting him forget. It should be me. It should be my face on that poster. Instead, I've got to have another really hard fight before I get my chance for them big fights. I suppose it was tough to get over, and I might not be fully over it, but I suppose when I do get there, it'll taste that bit sweet, and knowing what I've had to go through and what they've put me through, I feel like I am always going to be treated like the B-side piece of shit. Sorry for my language, just because I'm not backed by a major promoter. Like obviously George had signed with Top Rank, Zepeda is heavily backed by Golden Boy, and he was their 2023 Fighter of the Year. I'm just somebody who they're trying to bring in to use. Obviously I'm coming full of ambition and trying not to take notice of any of the bullshit that goes around it and what people say. I'm coming with intentions to win, and take that position, which should be mine anyway. I know I should be there, so it's not put my fire out. My fire's really blazing, and then I'm coming for it.
All right,
Maxi. Obviously, your resume speaks for itself, but you kind of touched on it. Just want your thoughts. Has it really hit you that you're gonna have to pretty much hit the road again for the Zepeda fight? More than likely, fight in his backyard. Once again.
Yeah, so I know he's fought in America a lot. Obviously, he's Mexican, so I'd like to think that I'm gonna obviously I have to bring it up because I thought that it'd be neutral ground when me and George fought in America, but clearly those judges, and I'm yet to sign the fight contract, but I do want to bring up, and I want to find out who the judges are. If Joseph Mason, Gerald or Gary Ritter and David Sutherland, those three judges, if they're anywhere near the ringside, I ain't getting in because they clearly have got. I don't know if they've got beef against me or what the problem was, but the way they scored that fight were disgusting. So I want to find out who the officials are. And hope that it's. I've always wanted to fight in Vegas. That's where this fight's penciled in to be. Obviously, we've got to sort the finer details out in the contract. But I'm excited to come to Vegas. I'm not shy of going away from home. I'm not just saying I just want to fight at home in my own comfort zone. I'm happy to take myself out of my comfort zone. But as long as it's fair, that's all I'm asking for, is just to be fair. No dodgy judging. And that's all I can ask for, and I'll do the rest.
I have 1 second here. Okay. Next one is from James Benitez. He says, what's your rehydration weight day of the fight?
Well, obviously, being under the IBF rules, you have to be within the 10-pound limit, which that's absolutely fine for me. I'm not a huge lightweight. I look after myself all year round, so I don't have weight cuts. That means I need to drastically put weight on. I keep myself in good shape all year round. So I generally aren't over the 10-pound limit. That's my optimal performing weight.
I got Huang in Houston. He says, you clearly got robbed in the Kambosos fight. How bad do you want the rematch? And if given, would you feel that you need to knock him out so not to get that top rank shaft again?
Yeah. Excuse me. Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's what I would need to do. I showed in that fight that I can hurt him. George wobbled George in the fifth. Maybe now, looking back, should I have really stepped on gas? But, I felt in control, listening to my corner, and they were giving me good positive feedback, saying I were winning. So, got full faith and trust in them. But, yeah, the rematch would be great because everybody now, obviously it's recent, we're only 6 months ago, the fight, nobody's forgetting it. But in years to come, when you look at the history books, look on BoxRec, it says I lost to George Kambosos. So, people who never saw it go, oh, you lost to George. So being able to get that put right, and then get another fight on there which says that I beat George, and especially if it's for, more at stake like the IBF World Title, that'll be a lot more sweeter.
I got Mike's Army. He says, good morning, champ. Shout out to Mike from Stockton, California. What is your dream matchup that is a possibility fight for you? So I guess he wants one that's realistic.
I've said for a few years, I've been a fan of Lomachenko's for years, obviously being a southpaw. And same with Usyk, they're very similar in style and ability. So I'd love to have said, I'd love to share the ring with Lomachenko. And that fight, I suppose, it's a goal and it's an ambition now, and it's not that far away. So yeah, and, aside from that, again for me, it's all about the Benjamins, isn't it? So yeah, the guys who are going to pay me the most money is the dream, so that that fight then turns my dream into never having to work again, and securing my two daughters their futures and putting it that way.
Now, you may or may not kind of answered this because you said you don't rehydrate so much, but there, that question also was answered with the IBF rehydration clause in mind. This next question comes from Shiny Suits. this is 4 days ago. Obviously, you and I were communicating, so I let them know that you were going to be on the show. So this is before the news broke. And he says, if the Kambosos rematch can't be made, would you be willing to fight Regis Prograis on his return fight? So obviously, you got a fight already with Zepeda, so no need to consider moving up. But had that not been on the table, would Regis been a big enough name to move out of division, or are you just not big enough to move to 40?
I don't think I would be really big at that weight. But again, that the big fights excite me. And Regis, a lot of respect for him. Two-time world champion, phenomenal career. So that it would be a big enough name for me to move up. But that's obviously in the future now. For now, I've got business to take care at lightweight. And I may never move up. It's not that I don't struggle at the weight. So as right now is concerned, I'll be happy to finish my career at lightweight. I'm obviously now I'm chasing the world titles, and then once I get there, it's about securing big fights and big purses.
Absolutely. And we got Against the Ropes with Dose. First off, you were robbed against my boy, Killer Cam. And not to be down or anything, but with how many losses you have, how many losses you have, how do you keep going? I also told myself whenever I go pro, if I lose 2 to 3 times, I would retire. So how do you keep going, George?
So I think without I've come
Maxi.
to realize.
Fuck Maxi, holy shit. They asking you about the goddamn Kambosos fight so much, I'm already thinking about George.
Yeah. So I think I've realized that I've got a lot of mental resilience from my mum. She's had to go through a lot in her life, and seeing what she's had to go through, I'm a resilient person. And because these are my dreams, my ambitions and goals, I didn't give up on them. I'm a believer of that records are for DJs. So I had my goals and dreams, ambitions in my mind. Just because I took a loss, it doesn't mean that I'd give up on it or I wasn't good enough for it. And the losses that I've had in my career, other than that George one, I'm sort of proud of, because they've made me the fighter I am today. I've learned from them, used them as experience, and they've made me better. And over in a lot of, obviously they've been UK fighters. They've all been the top domestic guys. The guy like Liam Walsh, who's one of my friends now. His only loss was to Tank. So, that's the kind of level that he was at. So, yeah, I'm proud of, what I've done in my career, and the losses. They didn't put a dent in me mentally, physically, out like that. So, I just had to continue on chasing my dreams.
Absolutely, man.
Maxi, I know you said you haven't signed for the fight just yet, but have you thought of or considered how early you'd get out to Vegas? Is it possible you hold part of your training camp here? To help maybe get some sparring in and things like that?
Yeah, so I will do a minimum of no less than 2 weeks. Like I did in Oklahoma, I felt that were good to acclimatise. I finished my sparring there. I took a sparring partner with me, but this time, being in Vegas, obviously there's a lot more gyms and a lot more availability for probably different sparring partners. I've got to explore that route, but yeah, I think I'll look at doing at least 2 weeks out there. Get used to time difference and get over the long flight over there. But I'll be happy with that. Yeah.
George,
let us know. Maxi, you motherfucker!
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
I'm gonna just shut up the rest of the interview. I really am.
No, but Maxi, let us know. Definitely set up that sparring for you. So much options here in Vegas for honestly any style and especially for your weight, I'm already thinking of 3 or 4 guys that you could get in there with. So, if you
Oh
need
yeah,
anything,
appreciate
just
it.
let us
Yeah,
know.
yeah, appreciate that. Guys, is it all right if I get going? My battery's down
Yes,
to
yes.
20%.
I know
I
you
need to
feel.
go and
I know
gotta
I
go and get my other
disrespected you,
daughter.
Maxie. Don't be leaving because I messed up your name twice.
Yeah,
Don't you
that's
do
why
that to me. No,
I'm
I'm
gonna go
joking.
and
I'm
cry. I'm gonna
joking.
go and cry in my bedroom now.
I'm sorry. Thank you
Yeah.
for coming on the show.
Yeah. Well, see you soon in Vegas anyway, guys.
All right.
We hope so. Yes, we hope so.
Lord, how'd that
Yo, you
happen
terrible.
twice?
Yo, that's like calling your girl your ex's name, bro. What the
Yo,
fuck? You did
fucking
that shit
hell.
back to back.
It was totally by accident. It was so many Kambosos goddamn questions. They ruined it. They had my mind in the wrong place. Uh okay. Let's go back to these callers. Who we had stopped on? Treese, right? What up?
Yo,
Yo.
you gonna still up
Yo.
your ass?
Ah, shit. Damn, man. All these accents fucks you up on this. That's nuts. It's okay, man. Don't feel bad about it, Ness. Still a good interview. Still fucking with you, man. But with this PBC shit, man, it's I don't know, man. This I hope it go. I'm still thinking that they're gonna have Tank and Frank. Like I say, I like that. If they do that, that's cool. I think they should come back with the what like I say, the Fulton and Mark Moxio. What you think about that fight anyway? Fulton and Moxio. If Fulton going up to 26.
That's a good fight. I mean, definitely
Yeah, I
a good
fuck with
fight.
that.
Common opponent with Gary Russell.
Yeah, okay, for sure. I was just making because I was running these and I was just thinking like something that I want to see because that I'm like this hardcore shit. That's something I like. Him going up there, PVC shit to roll out. If we talking roll out fights, that's roll that shit out, make it fire, make me want to come back. Like I say, Gary Antoine Russell and Elvis Rodriguez, I'm with that. And then my man JB, he stole my shit because I think the fourth fight I was gonna have like the first I was thinking Joey Spencer. That is some shit that they would do, or Vito Milanecki, or I'm gonna just throw it out there, some Brandon Lee. Like I say, we ain't seen him in a while. And then if you set him up under the Gary Antoine Russell and Elvis Rodriguez fight, it's all 140. It's like you can set him up to possibly clash with each type shit. You get them, if you build in the card. But yeah, just some shit I was thinking of. I like PBC. They do got a better stable than Queensberry. When we was trying to figure out that 5-for-5, that 5-on-5 shit. This was a bit easier to come up with a card for these guys. I ain't gonna hold you. But
Yeah, I mean, but
shout
this is
out.
a card
Go ahead.
internally. This isn't a card versus.
No, you right. You right. But even then, when we was talking that 5-on-5 shit, we was thinking about we was salivating about the possibilities we could have with if we did top rank versus PBC. That shit would still be easier than you feel me than what Queensberry giving me on the stable side. It ain't their fault. They building. I can't be mad at that. But if PBC really want to do something, fuck it, bring my man's Robert Easter back, man. Let's get him back on the card too, man. I like to see him on. Fuck it, put him in there with the Brandon Lee. Fuck it, debut us at 140 against him. Fuck it, we knock his block off. You feel me? That's a nice get right, and that's the words I was looking for when y'all was talking about a. You don't want to call it a tune-up, and that's what you call it. You call it a get right fight. That's what we call it. We ain't gonna call it a tune-up. No, it's a get right fight. You feel me? Yeah. But
Comeback
yeah, do that for
fight.
my nigga
Comeback
Robert Easter.
fight.
Put him on there. Get us some exposure. Imagine that. From Bounce TV to Amazon Prime. Woo-wee. Doing big things. But shout out TBV. Shout out
Bro,
Toledo,
you
Ohio,
act
man.
you act
Cool.
like my man's ain't you act like my man's ain't headline how many times on Showtime?
Hey, I'm just hey, man. We just saying, man. We with that
Give
Mikey
him more
Garcia fight,
credit.
that wasn't that Mikey Garcia and that Bartholomew, you feel me? Them wasn't our best performances, you
I
understand?
mean, you right
But
about that.
but so we don't much like to talk about Showtime and Robert Easter around here. That's why we need a new fresh start on Amazon Prime. You
Nah,
understand?
he didn't he
Shout
beat
out.
Granados on Showtime?
He did.
Yeah.
He bought no. It was Martin. No, when the Martin? No. Was it the Martin nigga? It was Martin. I think he fought. I believe one. Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah. But shout out TBV. Shout out Toledo, Ohio, man. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Y'all be cool.
All
Yeah,
right.
come on, man.
What up?
Yeah, Martin and Granados. I wasn't tripping.
That was a good win. I remember both of them fights. I couldn't remember specifically if that Granados fight was on there, but I do remember that Martin fight.
Yeah, the
But like I
Granados,
say,
the Granados fight. I
Jake Paul.
remember it was the same day. It was the same day. Yeah, other Toledo in Jared Anderson turned pro. That was in Reno, Nevada, on the Shakur and Gutierrez of
Yo.
the brother-in-law.
okay.
Yo,
Well, yeah, then.
Trees.
Yeah, let my man rock.
Yeah, we gotta
Go
let
ahead. What
my
up?
man get on the line. You feel me? Jake Paul, what
Took it
up?
all my time. What's going on, TBV? Another blessed day in the city, paradise. I want to know, 140 division. Tank Davis. Who you guys predicting he's gonna fight next? I'm hearing through the grapevine is Ryo or Mr. Frank himself. He finally might fight a skilled black fighter. Who y'all think? Pitbull.
I mean, really, the show's about who you think's gonna fight March 30th. We need you to give us 4 fights.
March. Hold on. Wait. I just hopped on. Hold on. They're saying the date's March 30th
Correct.
for Tank. Okay.
Well, we don't know. We don't know, but he's the only big name that is available. But then you got to consider him being on, probation and allegedly not being able to leave the state. So is it Tank or is it Crawford? Or, it's not Canelo because they already announced May 4th for him. So we don't know. What we do know, it's
Nah, they
March
definitely
30th.
Tank.
We do know it's
Money
March
talk. They're
30th,
gonna
and we
find a way
do
around
know
that.
it's potentially going to be pay-per-view.
Okay, too soon, I think, for Terrence Earl. I don't think they're gonna do the rematch because that eye little excuse he threw up in there. But they're gonna come in with a big bang. I think they're gonna come with Tank because Tank didn't get the fight at the tail end of last year. I think he only had one fight last year. No, 2 fights. 2 fights last year. So I think they're gonna bring it in with Tank. Money talks. They're gonna get him in there. 4 fights, I would think and hope to see is either out of the Mexicans, Rayo and Pitbull Cruz, and Mr. Edwin De Los Santos. I would like, that would be tough. Show Shakur how to fucking really do it. And Frank Martin. Now, my dream little fantasy matchup, I want to see Frank and De Los Santos bang, and then Tank either fight the winner of those two, and then Rayo and Pitbull Cruz bang, since Ryan and Pitbull ain't gonna throw down via from what Oscar said, right? So those two fight each other, and then Tank, cleans the rest up and see what he really got. Because I think De Los Santos and Tank, I think De Los Santos deserves another chance. Honestly, he crossed over, I think, to ESPN with Top Rank to fight Shakur. Shakur didn't really even brawl with him, even though he could have did more himself too. But Shakur, it was just, I want to see what Tank would do in a situation like that. I think that would be a nice little tune-up fight. You know what I mean? If not that, move up to 140, like you said. I think he said he wanted to do. Get your feet wet, and who I don't know, somebody he can fight up there. I don't know if PBC has somebody up there for him. But y'all tell me if y'all think if he can move up to 140 and get his feet wet, who y'all think he would fight?
Tank?
All right. Tank, yeah, they was talking because Devin's calling him out at 140. He said he'll go up there with no rehydration clause at 140. So if he goes up there, he's not gonna jump straight to Devin. He's gonna get his feet wet.
It would be good to move up to 40 and fight De Los Santos at 40. De Los Santos and his trainer said on this show that they could both move up, and fight anybody. He said move down and up. So, yeah, I always like Tank fighting De Los Santos to show Shakur how to get it done. And that's definitely, an introduction fight because you fighting a dude that also is not a 140 pounder. What do you think about Tank and Thurman? They always use Thurman as an inaugural. Can Tank do Thurman at 47 Amazon Prime fight, or is that out the question? Because they've already said 40 is too much, so let alone 47.
I just don't think it'd be 47 for Tank next. So I can't see that. I could see 40 for him next. I can't see 47 for him next. So out the question for me.
All right.
But don't forget, phone lines are open. If you guys want to call in, give us your fights, what you think we see on March the 30th. Call in and do so. Number on top of the screen, 425-569-5241. Twitter Spaces and Discord also available.
Where Adrian, what up?
Hey, what's up, Ness? You good, brother?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Man, good morning, my brother. I appreciate you for letting me on. And like always, it's inevitable. It's D Block, D Town, D City, D-Ville, Baltimore. Yes!
Hey, Adrian.
Man,
Adrian,
yeah,
don't
go
nowhere. Let me get back to you. That's Coach Panda.
Cool. I'm here.
Coach, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Perfect. How are you?
Blessed, brother. How about yourself? Let me get this stuff
Cannot
here. Got to my
complain.
house. There we go.
Cannot complain, man. We just had Maxi Hughes on the show. Obviously, the IBF has ordered him and William Zepeda to get in the ring. I thought he beat George Kambosos, man. Let's start there. Did you watch his last fight versus Kambosos? Uh-oh, did he freeze? Shit, he froze. Coach, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I hear you now. I said thanks for coming on the show. Hope all is well. And I was wondering, had you watched Maxi Hughes' fight versus George Kambosos? Because we just had Maxi on the show.
Yeah, I watched it, and I think probably about 99% of the boxing fans probably think that Maxi won that fight. He's a great boxer, good southpaw. I think they're in for a great treat. With both guys, a great boxer like Maxi Hughes and a good pressure fighter like William Zepeda.
Now, he admitted during our interview that he believes that this is no consolation prize and that he got a tougher fight than George Kambosos or a potential Kambosos rematch. Do you believe that Maxi is in a way tougher fight than he bargained for?
He's probably one of our toughest fighters as well. We've never fought a guy that can box as good as him, that can do the things that Maxi can do, and things like that. But like I told you, I believe that it's a tough fight for both of them, not just for Maxi. I think Maxi knows what type of fighter he's gonna face. It's kind of hard to prepare for a fighter that throws over 1,500 punches in a fight. You know. But it's hard for us too to find great boxers with that style, that know that maybe they don't have that strength or that power, and they're able to box you for 12 rounds. So we know we're in for a good fight, and we know a lot of fans don't know about Maxi Hughes, or a lot of just regular fans, but people behind boxing know who he is. So I think he's gonna be known more. Depending on his outcome in this fight.
Are you, I guess, is it like a blessing in disguise that Mercito Gessa was a southpaw and now Maxi is a southpaw? Do you prefer it that way versus, the previous fight was Jaime Arboleda, who was an orthodox fighter, and then Mercito Gesto, that was a southpaw. What's your preference for your fighter? Because at least he's been, his last fight was a southpaw, right? So it's something he's accustomed to.
Yeah, William has not only fought one or two southpaws. William's fought about 6, 7 southpaws in his career. One of them being Jojo Diaz, another being Marcito Hesta. Arboleda didn't last too long in there, so so he's still coming off of a training camp like Jojo and Hesta. I believe it's a blessing. I also believe that there is behind promoters, there's strategic work that's done. That's things that we may not know about as a team. But they're facing us with a whole lot of southpaws, and the guys at the elite level there are some southpaws fighters. So I don't know what Golden Boy's plan is with us after this fight or what's going to happen. But I mean, we prepare for whatever. We prepare for whatever fighter. In this case, we have a southpaw. So I mean, it is a blessing that we just had a southpaw. He's not going to change very much, but you're not going to compare a Maxi Hughes to a Marcito Hesta. Marcito Hesta is a come forward fighter, throwing a lot of punches. And Maxi Hughes is a good boxer. You can use his lead hand, all three versions of it. So I mean, we got the sparring for Maxi Hughes.
What you suggested. Obviously, your promoter, the promoter of William Zepeda, Oscar De La Hoya, has been putting out to the universe for some time. And what I'm talking about is the fact that you said you feel they're giving you the necessary preparation versus southpaws for the elite southpaw, which is obviously the WBC champ, Shakur Stevenson. Is that the ultimate goal? Would you prefer to stay in the IBF? Because Shakur is a southpaw, but he's in the WBC rankings.
We're not fighting for the IBF. I don't know where those rumors, and that's what happens with all these podcasts and all these people that make up stuff, man. Just yesterday, I was Oscar Valdez's trainer. I had something I didn't know about, just because I put a picture up with Oscar Valdez, I had everybody calling me and things. That's what happens.
It's coming directly from Maxi Hughes. That's how he's getting the fight with you, because he was ordered by the IBF.
Not ordered by the IBF. He's not ordered. That was his promoter, Lou DeBella, that works with the IBF. We're with the WBA. That's who we're ranked with. So we're still in negotiations. See what's going to happen. We're not. It's not an IBF title eliminator. We don't know what it is yet. So we don't know if it's the IBF. We don't know if it's the WBA. But here, I mean, I don't like to sound like that because I respect every single person. But at this point, Golden Boys was doing the show. So, on my behalf, I'm asking for the WBA for a title to be there. We know that Gervonta Davis didn't want to be handed the title. So he's fighting for it. So we're waiting to see what can happen. I'm seeing if maybe we can do an internal world title like they did with Barroso. Something, that's why I don't like coming on these type things. At least you call me and my number and you ask me. But a lot of people make up rumors. Just like, just 2 days ago, I was Oscar Valdez's new trainer. Something I had no idea about. But,
90 seconds.
Yeah, I seen you post that you were doing pad work with him, so I figured people were gonna run with that.
I mean, but that's he did that was at his gym. We're friends, and I posted a picture, man. So that's what I was telling people. Not just because I post a picture with Eddie Hearn, that doesn't mean I'm doing business with him, Or I post a picture with Inoue or someone. I'm also a boxing fan, man. I'm not just a boxing coach. I'm a boxing fan. So but thank God. I mean, things got cleared up. Nothing had to be cleared up, but it got cleared up and things like that. But I don't believe it's an IBF title eliminator. I believe it's going to be a WBA final title eliminator. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But there's nothing concrete yet on what eliminator is going to be.
So you said all that,
Coach,
which means hold on, Danny. You said all that, which means you prefer the southpaw to be Tank, not Shakur.
I want to fight any of those guys. I mean, we won't know if we're battle ready until we face them, brother. We don't know. I mean, any of those names are going to make us money. Any of those names are going to put us where we want to be, where we started boxing. This is where we wanted to be.
But
Uh,
if you want a WBA title on the line, Panda, you're positioning yourself for a Tank fight in the
Gervonta
future.
Davis, for
Okay.
Tank Davis. And a lot of people are telling me, oh, you should go for the IBF. Lomachenko's getting older, certain things. They believe he's going to beat Kambosos. They believe all these things. Um, I personally, my personal thing is I look out for my fighter. Not that William goes up more than 10 pounds or other those things, but I feel that it's unnecessary to fight for two title eliminators, to pay two sanctioning fees. When at the end of the day we have to choose one. And why am I going to pay two sanctioning fees and take all that money from our fighter when at the end of the day I can't fight two guys at the same time. So what I mean, what would you do, brother? I mean, you got a Tank David, you got a Tank who's going to make you a whole lot of money. That's it's a risky fight, but so is a Lomachenko fight. For a whole lot less money. So what I think I'm looking out for the business part of my fighter. With William Zepeda, it's a little different. It's not like we're Subriel, where I'm just his trainer. Here with Zepeda, I make decisions. As a team, we make decisions and things like that. So yeah, of course, I would like to fight Tank Davis. That's going to be a big money fight. I believe that William can give him a great fight, even beat him. We have to be careful. It's a tough fight, but they're all tough fights, like I told you before. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing yet. There's no. It was a double title eliminator. I as Williams' team said that's not happening. We're not doing two title eliminators. There's no need for do that. I think it's stupidity to pay two sanctioning fees for. At the end of the day, you got to choose one. And I'm not looking for an easy way out. I'm looking for my fighter to say, hey man, thank boxing, thank this. I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? I have this, I own this because of boxing. It worked out for me.
My co-host Danny
So,
had a
Coach,
question.
I just wanted to clear up. So, it wasn't like a podcast or anything. Boxing Scene put out an article saying that this came straight from the IBF, that it was confirmed from the IBF. This was like 5-6 days ago, saying that the title eliminated. They even have a location in Las Vegas. So I'm not sure if you saw that, but that's where that started.
Yeah, but
I did want to ask though. I mean, being his manager, I understand not wanting to pay the numerous sanctioning fees, but isn't it best to like put him or just give him the most options possible? Can't that be negotiated? Can we have promoters pay for that? Like at the end of the day,
yeah, that's what I told. That's what I spoke to Maxi Hughes or to Golden Boy to tell Maxi Hughes' team that if they wanted the IBF title eliminator, that's something that he's highly ranked in. That for them to pay for that eliminator. This is at the end of the day, it sounds ugly, but this is William's show. This is his show. At the end of the day, so we're in with WBA. We weren't, so they're not giving us an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We're giving an opportunity. This is an opportunity for both of these guys. But yeah, I mean, it's not just 6 days ago. I mean, I was in Texas probably last week and the week before that, and they had put it out, things like that. But again, why pay two sanctioning fees? Have my guy not be able to go up 10 pounds and certain things. And this is something I spoke to. This is not just decisions that I make. I speak to my team about it. So I'm not telling you it's a WBA. I'm not telling you it's an IBF. We need to finish up and we need to sit down and see what it is. But there's nothing concreted yet, to what it is. But I mean, boxing scene can say what they want to say. Here I'm his team. This is who when you hear it from me, then you'll You'll know. I mean, boxing scene can say. I don't know who's behind boxing scene writing the things.
Coach.
No, for sure,
Oh,
for sure.
sorry.
I was just saying that it was confirmed with the IBF. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying that it's a done deal, but the fight being ordered at the very minimum was confirmed. It wasn't just like
Yeah,
rumors going
no. The
around.
fight was offered to us before even anybody ordered it. Fight was offered to me at the Ryan Garcia Oscar Duarte fight. That's when the fight was offered to me by Golden Boy. We sat down as a team. We took it that very same night. We gave them a response that very same night. We know that Maxi's a great fighter, and I respect him. I respect his team and things like that. I respect Lou. Lou's a great promoter, but at the end of the day, they need William. You know what I'm saying? They need William for that opportunity, and we need a fighter like Maxi for us to see where we're at. But there's when it's confirmed, brother, you'll hear it from me. And I'll let you
No, for
guys know,
sure.
and I'll let you guys know exactly what it is. That's why I haven't, been on these type things because I'm not even for sure, but I can guarantee you right now that there's not. We don't know yet. We don't know if it's the IBF, WBA, but if it's in my hands, it's going to be a WBA. I'm looking for the WBA to see if they can maybe do an intern championship bout like they did for Barrosos.
That being said,
Danny, but I don't know if you know, but the regular is vacant now. Like Tank can say what he wants, but he's been elevated.
No, that's the thing, brother. That Tank didn't want to be elevated. So that was the whole plan. That was what we had worked out on. The whole plan was Tank was going to be elevated to the super champion. The regular was going to be vacant, and we're number one, so we were going to fight for that title. But Tank said, no, I want to win. He wants to win his title, which is respectful. There's levels to be respected. Tank is a bigger name than us, is a bigger, at a different level. So, the WBA, okay, he's going to fight. So what I'm thinking is my brain behind, boxing, what I'm thinking, okay, Tank wins this fight, he gets elevated. Then we fight for the vacant world title, which is probably with Rayo Valenzuela, something like that, who just won an eliminator. But people don't understand there's a difference between a final eliminator and an eliminator. I know it sounds weird, but a final eliminator is almost a world title. The eliminator puts you into the top 5 of the ranking.
Certainly understand that.
So my question to you is obviously you said you don't know which route you guys are taking. You have options. That's the good thing, right? But when it comes to making the fight happen, whether it's the WBA route or the IBF route, which do you personally believe is a more realistic title shot? Getting the shot at Tank for that WBA or getting the shot at the Kambosos Loma winner?
No.
What do you think is a more makeable fight?
Realistically, the IBF, because they're a very strict organization that's going to make the mandatory fight the world champion. But again, we're here. It sounds ugly, man, but we're here to make money, brother. We're here to make things, and so it happened with Subriel. Subriel had made a certain amount of money because he had to fight a mandatory instead of making an X amount of money we thought he was going to make to fight Lipinets and things like that. So we want to go with we're number one, and like I said, my belief, my thinking is okay. They elevate Tank to super champ. If he doesn't want to fight William, they either order William and he doesn't want to fight, they make him super champ. There's a vacant title, a regular. Then that gives us a Rayo Valenzuela, or that gives us another good name, to be able to fight. So I think there's options in both. Like you said, realistically, I think the IBF will make you fight the world champion, because that's how they work. They're American-based organization that's going to make you fight, who you need to fight. They're not going to play games. They're not gonna allow step aside fees. They're not gonna allow certain things like that, you know. But again, we're in with the WBA, and I don't want to sound like that, but we're in with the WBA. So I want to give them an opportunity, you know, because they've given me opportunities. I want to give them an opportunity and see where they're at.
You've brought up. Are you done, Danny? You got anything else? You got one more?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Go ahead, champ.
Oh, so you brought up Subriel a few times. I mean, I've been trying to get his manager. I talked literally to Subriel on Instagram, but still waiting on the manager to approve it. But we had Bill Haney on, and he says he still hasn't gotten a call from Subril's team. Do you know anything about that? Yeah.
Like I told you, brother, I'm just a trainer. I put them online together. Bill was screaming, Juan's not gonna have that. That's them. I love them both. But I tried. I put them together. So I don't know what they're gonna decide to do. I don't make decisions like I told you, I don't make decisions for Subriel and things like that. I'm just a trainer. You tell me, hey, he's fighting July 25th, versus so and so. This is what I do. This is what I try to do. I put them together, but I mean, you can't negotiate screaming and not letting somebody, out talking somebody. Business is done the right way. Juan Orengo is not, just a chump. He's a guy, a business owner, very successful business owner. He's part of the music industry as well. He knows his things. He's not just a guy you're going to impress, and screaming at him how much money you want. Me and you and everybody that knows boxing, you don't make a decision over the phone in 2 minutes. That's not how it works, man. Boxing is it's a negotiation sport. You sit down.
To be clear, you're saying that Bill was screaming on the phone, how much money you want? How much money you want?
Yeah, Bill. I mean, I'm not saying nothing that's not thing. Bill's a great guy, but and I don't have no doubt he believes he has the best fighter in the world. So does Juan Ivan Orengo believes he has the best fighter in the world. So you got two guys that believe they got. One guy is screaming, the other one, doesn't speak that good of English, and you're telling him, no, you speak English. No, just like it's not,
But
that's
Jay,
not how.
You have experience as a manager with your dealings with William. Can't you at least be the mitigator because you have a personal relationship with Devin and with Bill? Can't you be? Because, fight fans they want to see Matias Haney. Shit, did he freeze? Puñeta. On a perfect question, you feel me?
Start getting those calls.
That's Bill hit him up like, yo, what you mean I was yelling? Damn, he really not coming back? Oh, the total fall off.
I mean, bro, we live in a day and age where we've seen Bobby Shmurda hop on top of tables, in front of execs to,
So, Jay, I don't know. Did you hear me or no?
Something about managing with William. The internet's bad up here, man. You got to remember.
Yeah, no. We'll do this as the last question. Basically, I'm saying because you're Williams' manager, you have experience managing. Then you have personal relations with Haney and Bill. Can't you play mitigator for Huang and Haney? We want that fight.
Absolutely, I can do it, but I can't have people screaming, man. One guy don't want somebody.
But you don't even need to have him scream. Just go to Huang, ask him what he needs. Go to Bill, tell him what Huang said, or have it printed in a term sheet. But you have that ability because you've been there with William. Is all I'm saying. Maybe you can ask Bill what he needs, or vice versa. Help us boxing fans get this one. Devin doesn't have an opponent, and neither does Matias. It just makes sense.
I try my best, but when you got two guys that believe they both have the greatest thing on planet Earth, and no one wants to give, that it's tough, man. I try my best. I was trying my best, and to do it, I want that fight, man. It's a great fight. It's a great fight for boxing. I know real boxing fans want to see that fight. It's a great fight. It's gonna see where Subriel is. It's gonna see where Devin is. It's gonna see who they really are. Who's the best 140 pounds. You got one side that believes they're the best in the world. You got another side that they believe they're the best in the world. And then you got boxing fans like us that want to see, okay, who's the real best in the world, and things like that. But I mean, I try my best. I just tell you, I can't, I can't negotiate when I got people telling me, no, we're the A side and this and that. You got two world champions. They're both two world champions. Any way you look at it, you're two world champions. They both have options. They both have to agree to something. It's not like we're just giving so and so an opportunity. It's a unification bout, man. It's two world champions, two guys who have earned their respect and that have beat the best what organization has put them to face. I know Ergachev maybe is not a Regis Prograis, but hey, that's what the IBF had as number one. That's what they put for us. So that's who we're fighting. We're not ducking anybody. We're fighting what the IBF made us fight. So I mean, I'm trying. Yeah, I guarantee you, I'm trying. Because I know it's going to be a hell of a fight. I know it's going to give the fans what they want, and that's what I want. I want to test myself, and prove myself as a trainer. Where am I at? Can I beat these guys? This type of things, and I don't allow those things, bro. I don't like all that arguing stuff. I don't like all that on stage. You know, that's not me. I like things done decently and in order. And that's how I believe it should be. This is a sport where two men go in there and risk their life. I mean, it's crazy. And then you got people like the Sarsa, Ali, dad, fighting with Subriel and betting money and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Where's boxing at, man? That's not boxing.
I mean, to be fair though, Coach, boxing's always been a corrupt sport. But I just wanted to clear a few things up you said. So two things. Obviously, you said, business has to be done the right way. You can't deal with yelling, et cetera, et cetera. So just to be clear, because I know we had you on the show a few weeks back, so you're saying there was communication after the fight.
We did a three-way. We did a three-way call.
After the fight, after that fight weekend.
The same day that I was on the podcast here, the same day that me and Bill were on here.
Yeah, no, but that's what Danny's trying to figure out, because remember on that show, Juan told Bill that he would call Bill after your fight with Gonzalez on DAZN, but Bill said here that call hasn't come yet. Shit, he froze again. Well, listen. They don't seem to be that interested, but neither does Bill, right? Because Bill could try to call back. You don't have to wait for a call. Bill is going for the bigger name too, which is Broner.
I just wanted clarification on one last thing, because I almost feel like he said that you got two guys who think
their
guy is the A side.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely want clarification on that, because obviously, not to take away from Subril's accomplishments, but I think that if we
I think that's just semantics though. Like
fairly, I'm just saying, I think if we speak fairly, I think there's like a clear A side. Like,
well, to me it was more like if you're the A side, why can't both parties present an offer? Like, hey, this is Subril's offer to you on Amazon Prime. And hey, this is, Devin's offer to you on DAZN. What is better? Because you can't have two A sides. Only one dude can send an offer for a network. Like, unless they're going to make the deal and then do a co-promotion, which at this level, it just don't make sense for Matias and Devin to be promoted on two different networks. But,
yeah, definitely an interesting, you know. But
We got James Benitez, $2. Is the two-loss fighter Rayo fights Isaac Cruz? I actually would like that, and so does Tank. Didn't Tank say that once on a tweet? Like, oh, Isaac and Rayos will fight each other? I know he said
I
Isaac and
thought he
somebody.
said. I thought he said.
You're right. He said Rolly and Isaac.
Broly.
Rolly and Isaac.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like it was the two guys he beat.
Yeah, that's a good fight though, Rayo and Cruz. James right back at us with another one. He says $5. If Brian Norman wins his next fight, would Roman Villa be a next opponent? I think that would be. That's a tough one, man. I'm telling you, I don't know. That's a tough fight for Brian Norman Jr. right now. I want to see how he looks. Obviously, in this next fight with what's his first name? Boca Chica's first name? Jonathan Boca Chica. I got
Yeah, you asking the wrong guy about Boca Chica's first name.
I got Javier Caputillo. Shout out, coach. Just became a prospect. We appreciate you. RRT Boxing with Mr. A, $2. Mr. Debut, Thurman versus Tank. Hashtag Hardin. 3 faces in clouds of Hardin. Smooth. Yeah. I like that one. James Benitez back at us another $5. He says, is Troy Isley fighting a 10-rounder? I need someone to be ranked as high as he is to fight 10-rounders. I want Troy Isley versus Steve Rose, June. Question mark, what up?
I should be speaking to Troy today.
He was in the
tomorrow,
gym
so.
with Bomac. Him, Avis Griffin, my heavyweight Tristan. Bomac took over, man. The Vegas takeover. It's crazy. He taking everybody. There's going to be no one training with no one but Team Bomac and them. It's crazy. Stick Talk Boxing says...
Nah, you tripping.
I mean, bro, you don't think that's a lot of people that have left their trainers to train with them?
I mean...
Specifically, look, let's just be clear. Specifically,
there could be a beef.
There could be a beef right now. I mean...
Only one left, though. Like, only one... Out of everybody you named, only one left their trainer. Everybody else just...
Tristan was with Bullet, and so was Avis Griffin.
Well, I mean, Tristan was with his father as
and
his head
Bullet.
trainer.
They moved out here. We interviewed them. They specifically told us on our live interview they were looking around for trainers, and then they linked up with Bullet and been with Bullet until now.
No, for sure. I'm just saying. You feel me? The father was always the head trainer.
The father was the head trainer in Houston, man. But whatever.
I mean, neither here nor there. I mean, I don't look at it the way you look at it. I don't think it's as excessive as you're making it seem, but...
Was Bullet not in the corners for Tristan on
Champ,
his fights on Golden Boy?
You saying that nobody's gonna be training with nobody but them now? Like, you know, they took 2-3 guys and that's it.
2-3 guys and like
they're working with 2-3 guys.
How long have they been in Vegas, bro? It's the same stats I'm giving with the zone, like Tom Min and achievements. Like they moving quickly, but it's okay. I mean, I'm giving them credit. You don't gotta give them credit, like. Everything I say bothers you. So weird. Like, I think they're moving fast. I think they're taking over. That's my opinion.
For sure.
$5 Stick Talk Boxing. Prime has a Twitter channel, I think he meant, or Twitter CH chan, where they streaming their NFL games for free. So I guess he meant Twitter channel where they stream. Do you know anything about that? Football being streamed on Twitter by Prime?
No.
James Benitez.
I feel like aren't they rivals?
Twitter and Prime Video?
Isn't Elon and what's the dude at Amazon? Aren't they like
Bezos?
arch nemesis? Yeah, aren't they fucking arch nemesis?
I don't know, man. That Tesla truck looking good, man. Shit looking good. Got motherfuckers out here in them space age vehicles. I got James Benitez with another 5. He says, let me shout out. It's like 3. 4 in a row. He says, I can see Frank Martin being PBC on Amazon's first headline main event for 2024. Versus who? It got to be versus like Rayo Isak or Tank. I guess that's got to be, one of them. I can't see it being the first. Is Rayo or Isak versus Frank a splash for you? Is that big enough for the first pay-per-view?
I mean, they said they don't know if it's pay-per-view. If it's like the first main event, I'm cool with, like headline, but I'm not cool with that being a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, it says the sources say they believe it's pay-per-view. But
no, that's why I was asking
cool.
you at the beginning of the show who shit you read, because the one I read said that they was uncertain.
So you're
that
only
it could
cool.
Be either.
You're only cool with that fight if it was free.
Correct. And I guess I was mistaken. I guess Elon's arch nemesis is Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook guy. Bro. Never mind.
See, yeah, because Dan Rayfield says it has not been settled on if the card will be pay-per-view, which is likely, according to the sources, or a non-pay-per-view. It is dependent in part of Amazon finished building out the platform that will handle the pay-per-view purchases, one of the sources said. So it's
again,
more than two. So it is more than two. Obviously, one is telling them it's going to be pay-per-view, but another one is telling them that it possibly won't if they haven't built out the platform entirely, which makes sense.
Platform, no platform, that fight is only good in my book if it's regular Prime, not pay-per-view. That ain't no splash. Fuck it, my eyes, I'm sorry.
Nah, for sure. We got Bad Girl TKO $2. Boxing is the low-hanging fruit at the zone. Okay. We got Andre Dakota in New Jersey, $20 super chat. Salute, drop the bomb for the dub. I received loaded Fire Stick from a student with NBA, NFL, and boxing pay-per-view. Hesitating on canceling cable due to family being with the industry ties. As an Amazon seller, boxing content should be $0. Amazon's revenue, $514 billion in 23.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was as the company, not from Amazon Prime, but even still, I mean, business is business. It should be free when they're spending billions of dollars on their other shit that they charge for. Like, I don't think that's fair. I think that, it should be part of your package.
Watch for the hook, $5. We got a fire for free when PBC was on Fox. Okay. We got fire for free when PBC was on Fox. The Zone is making free fights for fighters people don't even know or whose names we can't even pronounce. Can't deny that they don't have the most appealing roster. Aaron
King, 5-pounder, says, I heard Wilder's first fight on Amazon is the highly anticipated rematch with Malik Scott. Crying laughing face.
Doubt
has they put PBC protection program. Watch for the hook. Back with $5 says, other than Ryan and AJ, who the hell does the Zone have that the fans want to see? I mean,
Virgil Ortiz, Bam Rodriguez,
Haney,
Alicia Bumgarner, Devin
maybe.
Haney, Regis Prograis. I mean, I'm going to just move on from that super chat.
You got to see why Peace King countered. Lake County with a $2 says, LOL, get this non-boxing ninja out of here. Then we got Lake County back with another one. Says non-boxing watching ninja. LOL. Do. Fool. Adrian $2 says it's Tank versus El Rayo. You just watch.
Mm.
And then Malcolm Flex $5 says just showing love and want to give Danny a huge shout out. We appreciate when you're here because Ness be on bullshit. Shout out TBV.
Why you gonna
Hashtag
just
50K
why you just gonna
promotion.
admit sometimes, you fucking jerk?
Oh, I must have skipped over it.
You think I'm not watching you? You see this shit, y'all?
James
He
Benitez
changed his super
$2.
chats.
Bro, just like you missed the word on that last one you read, I missed the word on this one.
Yeah, you missed it purposely.
James Benitez $2 says, does overtime have a fight scheduled yet? I don't believe they do.
Brandon, hit up Brian Rhodes, man. Let's get him back on the show. But remember,
Chill
they said they're
Will.
gonna release this quarter.
Chill Will $2 says CYP time of the month, ain't it? Oh. And then Lake County with a $2 one. That's you could read that one. You see it? No? Okay. Lake County says CYP is cause you're pussy. What do you be talking about? And then he came back with another one and said he gonna cry in the car, he gonna cry in the gym. And then Stick Talk
Boxing said Twitch,
$2
not
says,
Twitter. Twitch, not Twitter.
Twitch. So you said something about showing fights on Twitter, but it's Twitch. But phone lines are open. If you guys want to call in, number on top of the screen. Twitter Spaces, Discord also available.
Timboski.
What you saying, fam? What you saying, fam? Fish and chips. Mr. Smoking Spliffs. Moving on.
Timboski. All right.
Who we got next?
C-Dub. What up?
Yo, hot audio.
Straight.
That's what's up, man. Shout out TBV. Smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself. Shout out Ness. Shout out Ringwalk. You know, we here, man. What do we have any? Was there any doubt? I remember a couple of weeks ago, somebody was saying, maybe it was you, Ness, that were asking me, and people asking me in the chat, asking me on the back call, hey man, when the rollout? When the announcement? And what I always stood fast and said, hey man, what you accustomed to? What have we been acclimated to with PBC? Don't worry, an announcement is coming. I mean, just wait for it, man. Just wait for it. Now, after an announcement is here, now you want to go and say, well, tell me the fighters that's going to be on there. We don't know because PBC fight, they got so many. They got a plethora. And everybody ain't fought and almost everybody ain't fought in 3 or 4 months. So everybody ready to go. It may be your favorite fighter. It may be Tank. It may be Bud, which is a PBC fighter. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Is he really? Because
they are endless.
Technically, if he walked away from the rematch, he is a free agent. Remember, he had a fight with a rematch clause. Stop acting like he had a contract with PBC.
Stop acting like his best opportunities is not on PBC. You stop acting like that.
I mean, you talking two different things.
His best fights.
You talking two different things. All I'm saying is I wouldn't be taking none of your time if you wouldn't be lying. You saying he's a PBC fighter. He's not. That's all. I'm just making sure my audience has the correct information.
Okay, boom.
Giving correct information.
He was just.
You said the right thing. His biggest opportunities are with the PBC, but he's not with the PBC technically.
But technically because the rematch ain't happened. Correct. Thanks for the correction. Yeah. Your favorite fighter, Tank, the face of boxing. You know, the future face of boxing. He may be on there. You make it Gary Antoine. You make it Santos. You make it Frank. You make it
Why don't you give
Morrell.
us? Why don't you
make
give us
it David
yours?
Morrell.
Just give us your
You
full
make it
fight
David
card.
Morrell.
Why are you
Oh, I'm
giving
not
us?
in it. All of those fighters I'm naming are cool with me.
No, I
I'm
know,
a
but I'm just
hardcore
saying.
shit.
No, I'm saying why don't you stick to the topic and be like, so I think it's gonna be Tank versus this one, and then on the undercard. Oh, I would like to see Tank versus this
I'm
one
not.
on the undercard.
Yeah,
This one
yeah,
on the under. We want 4 fights. That's what we asking our
yeah.
callers to do. Call in and tell us who you think will be the 4 fights on the March 30th potential pay-per-view. That was the initial question.
Man.
The
The
only the
possibilities are
only
so
question.
endless. I'm not sure who I would like to see on the card. Just some fighters from PBC. It don't matter to me. I would love to see the top fighters that they have, and they're stable as a Morrell, as a Gary Antoine, or Gary Senior, or Tank. Any of those Santos, Isaac Cruz. Any of those fighters are named. I would like to see on the card. Morrell. Yeah. I look forward to the card when it's announced and the fighters that's going to be on the card. You know, shout out TBV. Smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself, man. What we have come, and man, be easy on CYP, man. He just spitting the, PBC, been running the game, been dominating and shit. Put on the most pay-per-view buys, did the most numbers, so that equals to the most exposure, it would seem. So it would seem you can say they done the most for the sport. That's just what somebody can conclude from that they done the most for the sport. It's still opinionated, so you may disagree, but hey, the numbers don't lie. Shout out to BV, smash that like button, it's free. Do something with yourself.
Ryan, what up, Canada? Ryan. Yo. Timboski.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
What?
ooh.
What up?
What's going on, man? Shit, boy, you had the shackles on your brother for long, but I was in the cold sun just burning, man. You get me? Salute, ring walk, Ness. What's going on, man? Salute. Ness, I still have that counter punch from Optimus Prime, one that I didn't use yesterday, if that's cool. This here thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you for that interview from Maxi Hughes. You get me? Not much people, the real boxing fans will give credit to Maxi Hughes. You got the fake fans like Tip Fakeless, CYP that know his only numbers and numbers and other shit politics. You get me? We don't give guys like Maxi Hughes credit. I've been watching Maxi Hughes since 2014 when he gave us a trilogy with Martin Joseph Ward. These guys don't know about Martin Joseph Ward. You know what I'm saying to you? And as for the fights on the PBC, actually, I want to start here. Are we even going to get to be able to replay our fights? Because we can't replay the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. Are we finally going to... Did Amazon put that in the... Did Amazon let Al Heyman know that we need to get fights replayed? It's simple as that. The Zone Promise gives us replays. I can go and watch certain fights. I can go and watch Bam Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards. I can go and watch that shit. So I want to hear this nonsense. And Ness, man, I wanted to cover one statement that you made earlier in the show, man. You said you was talking about Jamal Charlo. First of all, we don't want to see Canelo Alvarez versus Jamal Charlo. That's unacceptable. PBC, Amazon Prime better not give us that bullshit. That is horse shit. Horse shit. Tank Davis versus El Rayo is horse shit. Edwin De Los Santos has done nothing, in my opinion, to get himself a deserved performance. To get a payday with someone like Tank Davis. He did beat Joseph Ordono. He beat Ordono. He beat Acosta. Acosta was undefeated, but he didn't rise to the occasion. He did knock out Jose Venezuela. That's fine. And the last caller said that, Tank's going to show us how to do it. No. William Foster showed us how to beat Edwin De Los Santos. So I don't want to hear those excuses. Tank needs to be fighting top caliber opposition. I'm sad and disheartened that he hasn't come out and said, yeah, I'm willing to take on the big challenges for this year, because I remember when the guy said the wheels are coming off. The training wheels are off, and we still ain't got a top 5 caliber fighter yet. But back to my point of the fights that you want to see. Give me Isaac Cruz and give me Frank Martin. That's one fight we want up there. Isaac Cruz, Frank Martin. Okay. And then you give me 140. No. 147. You can give me a Stanionis and maybe I don't know. Give me still. It's hard. There's so many matchups that could be possibly made. Give me Elijah Garcia. And give me Elijah Garcia and Adamis. That's some good work right there. And Treese, man, you never speak about your boy Conwell, Charles Conwell. I want to see Charles Conwell up in there with Fundora. Charles Conwell and Fundora. That's a great fight right there. You know what I'm saying to you? We want to see maybe, I don't know, what's going on with the rest of the PBC fighters? The C-Dub, you talk about, there's a plethora. There's a plethora. Okay, so what's happened to Keith Thurman? Where has he been? Where's Gary Antoine Russell? Where are these guys, man? Where's my other brother? Where's the other brother as well, man? What happened to Andy Ruiz? We want to see Andy Ruiz. What happened to Marcus Brown, man? What happened to Castaño? What happened to Andrade? What happened? What happened to these guys? Where are they? I don't understand. I'm confused. We need to get these guys fighting. That's what we care about. Get them dates and get them fights. You're talking about all these PBC fighters. They don't fight. They're fighting once in a blue moon. We need to see them fight the same as Joseph Parker, the same as Maxi Hughes. You could all laugh at Maxi Hughes, 6 losses, 5 losses, but that guy is fighting. You heard what he said. He's working hard. Had to go back to his job to try and get up his paycheck, man. I'm tired of this stuff, man. We need real fans up in this bitch, man. I heard a stupid super chat that came in talking about who is there to watch on the zone. Have you lost your mind? Jay Opateya, Katie Taylor, you got multiple Bam Rodriguez, you got multiple guys. What we smoking on, man? I don't understand. And Ness, man, come on, man, come on. We want to see great fights, man. We want to see great fights. What happened to Fulton? Put Fulton's ass back up in there. Come on, man. What happened to Yoelvis Gomez? Why are we watching Robert Guerrero and fucking Andre Berto? Why are we watching that? That's pathetic. We don't want to see that shit. Anyway, man, I'm putting my foot down. You get me? I'll always ride out for the international fighters, and I'll always ride out for the US fighters that are giving us what we want. It's as simple as that. Amazon Prime better give us the fights that we need. It's as simple as that. And I hope that they give us the replay so we can go back and watch the shit that we paid for with our hard-earned money. So salute to the TBV. Salute to Ring Walk. Salute to Ness. You know what I'm saying to you? You're doing a great job as per usual. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fiend. I'm a crackhead when it comes to this boxing. So I love it. Salute, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you, champ. Ryan, right back at you.
Oh, y'all can hear me? What's going on, fellas?
We hear you.
Coming live from the 6. What's going on, Ness?
Bro, what the fuck? Shit. Ryan, what up? Ryan. All right. It ain't working, Ryan. You might want to jump out, jump back in. All right. Last call for callers. Looks like we are not able to get Ryan on. I don't know what's going on. He might have to jump out, jump back in, Ryan. And let me check here. Apologies for the dead air. One sec. We got Lake County, $2. He says, why see Dumb struggle to articulate himself every day? All right, so it looks like Ryan's not coming on. Till the next one, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Nesta Gibbs, find me on Instagram and Twitter. Arrivederci.